this on social media. So it looks fairly large. It's only being lit up by lightning. Southern Palo Pinto County. I would say a significant tornado just based on what I'm seeing on video here. This is passing near the community of Strawn. I'm going to zoom back in here. I mean, this is a dangerous situation. Let me go back down. Brazos, you need to get into your tornado safe place now. This is a dangerous situation. A storm with a history of producing a tornado at the bare minimum. Just north of Interstate 20 near Brazos. Getting ready to push into Brazos in the next few minutes. Wicked supercell moving into Parker County now. All right, so confirmed tornado ongoing just north of Interstate 20 in Palo Pinto County. Dangerous situation. Brazos, get into your safe place now. Santo, you should be in your tornado safe place now. This is moving in right now. Confirmed tornado on the ground just north of Interstate 20. Let me time this out for everybody. This is for the tornado warned part of the storm. Say we're moving just north of east. So Santo, it's here. Dennis, 840. So southern Parker County, you have plenty of lead time with this storm, but it's coming in now. And you've got maybe 20, 30 minutes of lead time. That's pretty good with a tornado warning. You're not included yet, but I would have to imagine that just based on the latest information here, we're likely talking about a tornado warning extension into Parker County here shortly. So just some timing here. And I'm gonna include the rest of the storm too, because even the non-tornado warned part, it's likely producing some significant hail. Last I saw, potentially up to tennis balls. So let's see. I'm gonna zoom out, and I'm gonna include both the tornado warned part and also the severe thunderstorm part. So Hood, Parker County, this is moving east at 30. Getting over to Brazos by 8:15. Mineral Wells, 8:25. Dennis, 8:37. Weatherford, 8:56. And getting over to Willow Park by 9:13 p.m. Newsroom, do we have any new info on this?
Not yet. Still looking.
All right, I do see some pictures of a tornado on social media. If you have anything, let me know.
Okay.
Just grabbing a sip of water here. All right, so let me get back over to this. Let's see, anything new from the chat? All right, so latest from the Weather Service. They're confirming what I'm seeing on social media. Confirmed tornado on the ground near Santo. This is a serious situation here. Let me zoom into Santo. So hopefully everybody in Santo got in their safe place. Director in the back, Nicole Hans, I'm going to hop on the wall for just a second and just point out a couple of things. All right, so this is a classic supercell you're seeing on radar right now, right out the textbook. Right now, southern Palo Pinto County, this is where the tornado likely is, southern part of the hook. This is passing just near Santo now, riding just north of Interstate 20. If you live in Parker County, this is coming. I don't see this weakening in the next hour or so. So if I'm in Millsap, hail's likely starting there. Weatherford, I would be keeping a close eye on this. Northern Hood County, I would be keeping an eye on this too, but we could very well be talking about a tornado crossing Interstate 20 in the next couple of minutes or so. Very dangerous situation evolving with a confirmed tornado on the ground right now in southern Palo Pinto County. I'm going to go back to the desk now, and let's take a look at the rotation once again. I want to get a little bit more hyper-local with this. So Brazos, you just have a couple of minutes to react. If there's a tornado on the ground, I would say It's just north of I-20. I would say if you're on I-20, you probably have a good visual of this as it passes maybe less than a mile north of the interstate. This is a dangerous situation with this passing near the interstate, potentially a tornado. Yeah, all right, so by the way, we are going to get an extension on this tornado warning in Parker County. So Parker County, we have a tornado warning getting extended into your area. Looks like Hood County will be included in this as well. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put a timer on this just so everybody gets an idea of where this is going in the next few minutes or so. Obviously, northern side of this storm is producing some large hail as well. Last I saw was up to tennis balls. We'll get some information on the hail, too, from the Weather Service in just a moment when this warning gets extended. But this is a serious situation. Parker County, Hood County, Northern Hood, Southern Parker, you have had plenty of lead time with this as it pushes in. And let me just check and see if there's anything from our team as well. Let's see. Nothing new yet from anybody on the weather team. So we're probably going to be on for a while here. I don't see this storm weakening anytime soon. Just to give you a nutshell of what's going on, southern Palo Pinto County tornado on the ground near Interstate 20. This is moving into either northern Hood or southern Palo Pinto, or excuse me, southern Parker County within the next few minutes or so. By the way, Storm Chaser in the chat says multiple tornadoes on the ground. So apparently 3 tornadoes at once with this at one point. It may be the same circulation with a few different vortexes on the ground. But either at the very minimum, this sounds like a multi-vortex tornado on the ground. And there's the new warning. So this is now including parts of northern Hood County and southern Parker County as well. This is the real deal, folks. I'm gonna put a timer on this. Newsroom, do we have any reports or pictures? Any information on damage? What was that, Alyssa? What was that, Alyssa?
Looks like there is a tornado on the ground.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to get a picture of that.
So yeah, I'm just talking to some folks in the newsroom. We've gotten some pictures of a tornado on the ground in Santo. I'm going to hop over to the wall for just a second and just kind of talk about the timing here. So here's the tornado warned storm. Right now, the tornado is in southern Palo Pinto. There it is at the bottom of the hook. And this is the best this storm has looked. This is not weakening anytime soon. But this is going to be moving into northern Hood County, southern Parker County within the next few minutes or so. And just looking at the timing here, getting to Mineral Wells, well, Mineral Wells is already getting impacted with this, but Mineral Wells, you're under the gun here. Oak Trail Shores, 849, Weatherford, 858, and Willow Park at 9:15. So if you live in any of these communities, northern Hood County, southern Parker County, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place now. Tornado on the ground, multi-vortex tornado apparently moving in. So lowest, most interior room of your home, you need to get into your safe place now. You need to have as much stuff from what's going on outside of your home to where you are in your house right now. I'm going to hop over to the desk, get back on the chat, and just see if we're getting any new information from the Weather Service. This is an extremely dangerous situation. If you live in northern Hood County or southern Parker, this is coming. Confirmed tornado on the ground. This is very close to Interstate 20 if it's not there already. I'm just trying to zoom in here. Let's see. Santo, this is passing pretty much, this is right just north of Interstate 20, crossing road FM4 now. Let's see here. Anything new from from the chat, nothing yet. Nothing new from any of our chasers. Weather Service is saying multiple reports of a tornado near Santo will move north. Let's see, it's moving east of Lipan, crossing Highway 281 shortly. Yeah, I agree with that. So this is a dangerous situation, guys. Brazos likely getting hammered with hail. The circulation is going to pass just south of you, if not right over you, Brazos. If you live along Highway 281 in southern Palo, Pinto County, you need to get into your tornado safe place now. And the Weather Service agrees, by the way. This is a strengthening supercell. This is not weakening. This is strengthening. And by the way, if you're in the northern part of this storm, I would say Weatherford, Millsap, they're talking about potentially baseball-sized hail with the northern part of this storm moving in. So there is significant hail on the north side of this as well. This is going to impact Willow Park, Weatherford, Millsap, pretty much in the next few minutes or so. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but you know, this is getting into Parker County now. If you're in Tarrant County, I would be watching this closely. It's still got a little while to weekend before it gets into Tarrant, but time is starting to run out a little bit for this to weaken some downstream. So Tarrant County, I would be watching this closely. I don't want to ignore this other storm in Wise County, but there's another severe thunderstorm warning up in Wise County. This does include Denton County as well. Let's see. Nothing new yet from the chat. They agree that it's strengthening. So I just want to kind of take a step back here and just talk about this for a moment. We have a tornado warning in effect. This includes southern Palo Pinto, far southeastern Palo Pinto, southern Parker County, northern Hood County. This is moving into southern Parker and northern Hood in just a few minutes. If you live in any of these communities, let's highlight everybody in the polygon because we want everybody to be alert. And by the way, plenty of lead time with this. So the one saving grace here is that we saw this coming from a mile away. This supercell has been going now for a few hours. We've been watching it. It took over, I'd say, around 6:30, and it's really cranked over the past hour or so. So I'm going to put a timer out on this. This is assuming it's moving east at about 30 miles per hour. Getting over to Millsap by 8:36. Obviously, Millsap included in the hail core now, but if this deviates a little north, I would watch out for this. This storm, by the way, producing up to baseball-sized hail. Oak Trail Shores, 8:49. Weatherford, 9:01 p.m. and 9:18 p.m. for Willow Park. So this is moving to the east now and coming in. All right. I am going to go back and zoom in and let's just see what's going on. I mean, this is a very dangerous situation. If this isn't on top of Interstate 20, it's close. By the way, some new information. The tornado watch has been extended eastward. This includes Collin, Dallas, Grayson, Tarrant, Johnson, Rockwall, Cook, Denton, and Ellis counties. So you guys are included in the tornado watch now as well. But obviously, this one cell is the main game in town. And a tornado producing supercell, producing up to baseball-sized hail, moving east at 30 miles per hour. I want to get back hyperlocal here and just see where this may be impacting. So once again, if you live in southeastern Palo Pinto County, near Highway 281 and Interstate 20, you should be in your tornado safe place. This is knocking on the door now. You may have just a minute or so to react as this quickly moves in. Very dangerous situation. Newsroom, do we have any new information?
Yeah, there are reports of injuries in Borden with buildings
Wait, can you come here, Alyssa? I'm just communicating with everybody in the newsroom. So what do you have to say, Alyssa?
In Palo Pinto County, there is damage.
Okay, so we have confirmed damage in Palo Pinto County, and injuries.
Building damage.
And where is this, Alyssa?
It's in Gordon.
All right, in Gordon. So, Alyssa, if you have any other reports like that, just come over here and just let me know. It's extremely helpful. So, guys, so anyway, we're getting information to the newsroom of building damage in Gordon and injuries. So, this tornado has caused building damage and injuries in Gordon, likely in Santo as well. So. This is about as serious as it gets, guys. Confirmed tornado with confirmed damage and injuries in Palo Pinto County. This is moving now into southern Parker County and northern Hood County at about 30 miles per hour. This is coming. So I'm gonna put a timer back on this. The town of Lipan, it looks like this is the next big community in the path of this is Lipan. And I'm sorry, and by the way, I'm sorry if I mispronounce anything. I'm just trying to get information out to keep people safe. So thank you for understanding in advance. I'm going to zoom, let me just put a tracker on this once again. And we're gonna time this out once more because this is a very serious situation now. And by the way, I keep on saying this, but Tarrant County, you need to keep an eye on this. This is not weakening. All right, so I'm going to hop back over to the wall for a second. Nicole or Hans, I'm hopping over to the wall for just a moment. So here's the big picture. We're tracking this extremely dangerous supercell producing a tornado. We likely have a tornado on the ground right now in southeastern Palo Pinto County. This is getting ready to cross over into southern Parker County or northern Hood County. Lipan, you are next up. This will be arriving at 8:24. It's 8:20. So you've had plenty of lead time with this, but lowest, most interior room of your home. I cannot stress this enough to you. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground with a history of producing damage and injuries in Palo Pinto County. Next up, Granbury. You need to watch this. This is coming in now. In the next, how much time do you have here? 8:54. So Granbury, you have potentially up to 30 minutes of lead time with this. But I would start thinking about getting in your tornado safe place now. Weatherford, even if the tornadic part misses you, up to baseball-sized hail with this storm on the northern side, and this includes the Willow Park area as well. But there's where the tornado is, very near Interstate 20, or just south of there, near Highway 281, getting ready to cross over into southern Parker County or potentially northern Hood County within the next few minutes or so. I'm going to hop back over to the desk now. And Alyssa, if you can you just grab me a little water, please?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Also, Dan is coming in.
All right, Dan. All right, so our chief, Dan Henry, is on the way in as well. So we'll have Dan here to do tag team coverage here shortly. So anything? Okay.
Do you want your water?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you so much. Okay, so you are next up, Lipan. This is coming in the next few minutes. And then everybody in northern Hood County, southern Parker County, you guys should be on red alert as this tornado-warned storm moves in from the west. So let's just, I'm going to zoom out for just a moment. Obviously, the main concern is this tornado-warned storm. Looking at the big picture here for just a moment, nothing severe yet in DFW, but Denton County, we do have a nasty hailstorm coming in from the west. This is over Wise County. Quarter-sized hail potentially with this, up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then further to the south, while you're not included yet over in Tarrant County, I would be watching this closely as it moves in the next few minutes or so. Johnson County, I would be watching this as well. As this continues off to the east. I mean, this is, This is a very impressive supercell getting ready to move in. I'm going to put a timer back on this as well and see if there's anything new from the Weather Service. Just give me one moment. Let's see here. 1 second. But there's the radar. All right. Nothing new yet from the Weather Service, but as the newsroom was informing me of, we have gotten confirmed damage in southern Palo, Pinto County, injuries in the Gordon area. Thank you so much. And this is now that we have a tornado on the ground entering into, it's pretty much riding right along the border of Hood County and Parker County. And there's some big hail with this on the north side as well. Okay, thank you for bearing with me here. All right, let's go back to the velocity here. I want to see where this is potentially. Yeah, there's some big wind with this. I mean, there's some strong rotation with this as it gets ready to cross in. Lipan area, get into your tornado safe place now. You just have a couple of minutes to react. Lowest, most interior room of your home. There's some serious wind being picked up on radar. It's tough to tell, but when you see rotation like this, there's almost certainly a tornado on the ground. So dangerous situation, potential tornado. Let's see. Weather Service is saying nearly 90 mile per hour inbound winds with the circulation of this storm near the Lipan area. We haven't gotten anything in the past few minutes about a tornado on the ground via video, but I mean, just looking at this thing on radar, if there's not a tornado on the ground, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if this dropped down again, if it's not on the ground right now. So let's go back to a timer. This is crossing over into southern Parker, northern Hood counties right now. So Palo Pinto, this is moving out, but we have gotten reports of significant damage and Gordon injuries. If you have anything, if anybody has gotten any word in Santo, let me know as well. Santo was likely hit by this tornado as well. Likely crossing Interstate 20 at some point. This is pretty much riding right along or just south of Interstate 20 now, moving due east. Let me just put this into motion. In the past maybe hour, 45 minutes. Let's see how it looks from a motion standpoint. So yeah, it's running to the right. I don't see this move with too much of a northward trajectory. So I think at least over the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to hop over to the wall for a second just to kind of illustrate this. This tornado-producing storm is riding right on the line of northern Hood County and southern Parker County. Pardon me? Lipan. Sorry, Lipan. Thank you guys for bearing with me on this, but yeah, Lipan. We have a likely tornado in Lipan right now, and this is moving east pretty quickly at about 30 miles per hour. Granbury, you need to watch this. I'm going to zoom in and pause this and just give everybody kind of an idea of where this tornado might be. Dennis, Brock, Tin Top, you guys all need to get into your tornado safe place right now. Significant hail, likely baseballs ongoing in Brazos. Brock, if it's not hailing there yet, it will be soon. All right, by the way, and this just confirms what I was seeing on radar. The Weather Service does confirm to me that the circulation is strengthening. So this storm is as impressive as it has been all night right now. As this gets over into southern Parker County, northern Hood County, very, very strong supercell moving in with a history of producing a tornado. I have not gotten any word on whether this is still on the ground at the moment. Anybody in the newsroom have y'all gotten any new information?
Not right now.
All right, so nothing new yet. If you guys have any information on this, pictures, reports of damage, all of that is very helpful as this information trickles in. All right, so yeah, let's see. So Lipan, this is moving in now. We have gotten reports of injuries in Gordon as well. Several pictures of this tornado earlier when it was in Palo Pinto. So Oak Trail Shores, Brazos Bend. Let's see what other towns might be in the path. Tin Top, Baker, Center Mill. Let's see what else. Granbury. I would be watching this. This is coming in quickly from the west. So tornado warning in effect. Let's see what else they have to say. So they just extended this tornado warning. So this is the latest, just from a moment ago. From the National Weather Service in Dallas-Fort Worth, a tornado warning remains in effect until 9:15 p.m. for southern Parker, southeastern Palo Pinto, and northern Hood counties. As of 8:26 p.m., a large and extremely dangerous tornado. So they're saying a large tornado is on the ground, was located near Lipan, or 18 miles northwest of Granbury, moving east at 25 miles per hour. So very close to Lipan right now. Let me see if there's any there might be. Let's see if there's any kind of a tornado debris signature with this. I haven't seen anything yet, but yeah, nothing yet with this. Rotation's very strong with this, though. I mean, there's a heck of a lot of wind with this on radars. This moves in. So tornado or not, I mean, there's very impressive inflow. You may get wind damage regardless. Okay, so all right. So new information. Report of a tornado 1 mile, and I apologize if this is mispronounced. Thurber, tornado near Thurber. So this is riding right on the Hood-Parker County line at the moment. Let's see, circulation. Yeah, so this must have been earlier, but okay. So either way, extremely dangerous supercell, and I would say at the moment this is more on the Parker side of the county line. If there's a tornado, I mean, this is Dennis, get into your tornado safe place now. This is coming in right now, and let me just put the tracker back on again, just to give everybody an idea of where this may head next. So I'm going to put this out to the east, and let's see. Dennis, this is going to arrive by 8:38. So Dennis, you have 5 to 10 minutes. This is getting into Tin Top at 8:50. Baker 9 o'clock. Annetta 9:11. 9:18 for the Aledo area. So this is not weakening anytime soon. This is as serious of a situation as it gets. A large and dangerous tornado near the Parker-Hood border, moving east at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but Tarrant County, you should be watching this storm like a hawk. You would be next up as this gets in. I would also say northern Johnson County, you should also be keeping an eye on this storm as well. At the moment, I don't see this weakening anytime soon. So I would be watching this closely. Just a heads up if you live over in the Fort Worth area. Still a ways away, but this is something to watch. This cell is not weakening. At least at the moment, it's not weakening. It's very strong at the moment. Significant wind being picked up by radar. I mean, you can see the couplet there. I mean, this is very strong. I'll draw a circle just to kind of show you where, if there's a tornado on the ground, there it is, right about here. So Dennis, Brock, Tin Top, Center Mill, Baker, you are next up on this, and I would get into your tornado safe place now. this is coming very shortly. And what I'll do too is I'll go back to the tornado safety graphic. If you live in any of the communities that I just highlighted, this is where you need to go in your house. The middle hallway, interior closet. If you have a basement, go to the basement. Bathroom, lowest, most interior room of your home. Any of those places are ideal if you are under the gun with this tornado warning. Have you guys got anything new on your end? Okay. If anybody watching has any confirmed reports of a tornado or any damage, please let us know at Fox 4. You can call us, you can email us, send us a message on Facebook. Any of those things are great. But we need, all the information helps in these types of situations. And by the way, we are getting numerous reports of large hail. Just got in a report of golf ball sized hail near Interstate 20, mile marker 384. This is just north of Lipan. So just also there's a significant hail threat with this storm as well. I don't want to forget that. All right, so just zooming back out a bit, here's the big picture. We're watching two supercells on radar, one up in Wise County. This is going to be moving into Denton shortly, producing some pocket change hail. And then obviously the tornado-warned storm back over into extreme northern Hood and southern Parker County. Weatherford, you are likely getting some significant hail now. Tornado likely on the ground just north of Lipan. This is riding just north of the Hood-Parker County line. Dennis, this is coming. Dennis, get into your tornado safe place now. This is going to be arriving in Tin Top within the hour, getting to Baker as well. I'm just seeing anything new from the Weather Service. Nothing yet. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to put a timer back on this once again because I want to get as many communities as possible included. So if there's a tornado, this is going to be crossing, and this is in southern Parker County, Road FM 1189 or Farm to Market 1189. If you live in southern Parker County, likely a large and dangerous tornado getting ready to cross right now. This will arrive in Tin Top later, by the way. So Tin Top, I don't see this weakening. Baker, Center Mill, this is coming. Large and dangerous tornado. And I just want to reiterate this too. This storm has a history of producing damage and injuries in Palo, Pinto County. So this is as dangerous and as real of a situation as it gets. This is not radar indicated. We know for a fact that at least at one point there was a tornado on the ground, if not right now. And just looking at it on radar, likely still a tornado on the ground with this in southern Parker County. So very dangerous situation at the moment. I'm just going to grab a sip of water here. Just 1 second here. And by the way, Chief Meteorologist Dan Henry will be coming in within the next few minutes as well. So Dan and I will be tracking this as it gets over and potentially approaches Tarrant County within the next hour or so. This is a very dangerous situation. Let me go back to the velocities here. Very strong winds with this at the moment. I would say the rotation is not as tight as it was a little while ago. So maybe some good news there with that. But if there is a tornado on the ground, I would say it's going to be passing near Dennis shortly. If you live in southern Parker County along Road FM 1189 near Dennis, tornado coming in the next few minutes. It's likely near Gilbert Pitt Road at the moment. Yeah, I would have to agree with this. So here's the latest commentary from the National Weather Service. A very intense circulation, so likely tornado on the ground, just north of Lipan. Ham radio reports of a tornado on the ground, but no other confirmation at this time. Headed through mainly open areas of southwest Parker County at this time. I'm going to go to our email too and just see if we've gotten anything new. So we've gotten some video of a funnel cloud. I'm not sure when this was. I'm not able to show this right now, but I mean, I have seen the pictures though. At one point when this was in southern Palo Pinto, there was a tornado on the ground with this. So extremely dangerous situation in Parker County. And by the way, if you live in Tarrant County, I would say you need to be watching this very closely. Johnson County as well. I might as well just put out a timer because I want everybody in Tarrant County to start thinking about getting in their tornado safe place if necessary. So I'm just going to extend this out to I-35 West and just give you guys some timing here. So assuming this holds together, which right now it is, Oak Trail Shores 851. I'm going to, by the way, Nicole or Hans, I'm going to hop over to the green screen for just a second, just to kind of illustrate this. So here's your tornado warned storm. Northern side, likely baseball-sized hail with this. Further down, there's the hook there in far northern Hood, right on the border of Parker County. This is moving to the east quickly, and I just want everybody out ahead of this to start thinking about getting in your tornado safe place. Now, this will likely get extended east at some point as we get later on, but getting into Weatherford by 9:01, Willow Park 9:17, Benbrook 9:36. And if this holds together, getting into Fort Worth sometime after 9:30. So Fort Worth, you have plenty of time to watch, but this is knocking on the door now, and northern side of this storm is producing some pretty serious hail. We've gotten numerous reports of golf ball-sized hail, potentially up to baseball-sized hail, just based on what we've seen on radar over the past hour and a half or so. So Oak Trail Shores, I would say you're next up. And look, if you live in Tarrant County, Johnson, northern Johnson, you should be thinking about your tornado safe place now as this moves in. This storm has a history of producing a tornado. We have gotten reports of damage and injuries in Palo Pinto County. So this is a life-threatening, extremely dangerous situation for southern Parker and northern Hood County. Anything new from the Weather Service? I'm going to take this off for just a second, and just so you guys can see the storm. Let's see. Northern cluster of storms over Wise, Denton, Southern Cook. Looks like it's weakened for the time being. They are going to allow that warning to expire. So I just want everybody to know, if you live in Wise County, I mean, this is still a pretty significant storm, a lot of lightning with this. They are going to let this severe thunderstorm warning expire, but still maybe some pocket change hail moving into Denton County in the next little while or so. Meanwhile, this storm, this supercell is very impressive. You can see on radar, I'm going to circle this here. This is called a bounded weak echo region. This tells me that there's a very strong updraft with this storm. So if there's not a tornado on the ground, this thing is still cranking. And I don't expect this to weaken anytime soon as this continues eastward. So let me get back down in hyper-local here, because the tornado, if it's on the ground, it's likely just north of the border right now of Hood and Parker County. So Dennis, get into your tornado safe place. You have just a couple of minutes to react. Brock Junction, you guys are next up. And if you live anywhere in southern Parker County along this road, I believe this is 1189, you should be in your tornado safe place now. If you have a helmet, doesn't hurt to put that on as well. Anybody in the newsroom, any new information on y'all's end?
No new information. There is video from Plano.
Wait, speak up, Paige.
You can call up for the video from Santo.
Do they have it?
Yes, they have it.
Oh.
I want to show it.
Nicole, Nicole, can you put the video up from Santo? It's not okay. All right, so we're going to get that in for you. So we have gotten some video of this tornado a little while ago when it was near Santo. All right, here it is. So this was from earlier. So at the time it was fairly, it's tough to tell. There it is in the distance. So that was a little while ago near Santo. This is from Keisha Carlton. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, multi-vortex, there it is. This was a little while ago. So this tornado earlier this evening, I would say this was about an hour ago now, certainly caused some damage there in southern Palo Pinto County. We had some reports of damage. I'm going to hop over here to the wall just to point it out because you can see the multiple vortexes there. Nicole, by the way, I'm at the wall. Okay, so we're going back to radar here. One-man show at the moment. Supercell with a history of producing a tornado over Parker County and northern Hood. This is moving to the east at about 25 miles per hour. Large and dangerous tornado, according to the warning from the Weather Service. This is getting ready to pass near Oak Trail Shores. Tin Top. Dennis, your time has run out. Hopefully you heeded the warning and gotten to your safe place. Tin Top, you're up next. Baker, Brazos Bend, Oak Trail Shores. This is coming in from the east or from the west now. And once again, northern Johnson, southern Tarrant County, you need to be watching this storm closely because I don't see it weakening yet. It's basically paralleling Interstate 20. Very dangerous situation. And then it looks like this warning is still in effect up towards Wise and Denton. This storm has not moved much, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some flooding. Yeah, and they do have that flood warning in effect. I'm just now noticing that as well. All right, so I'm going to get back down to street level here. All right, so some good news. The circulation has broadened out on the Parker County storm at this time. They're going to continue this tornado warning because the thing is that, and you see this with these long-lived supercells, sometimes they cycle up and then they cycle back down. But there's really no competition for this storm. It's pretty much on its own. It has all of the heat and moisture to itself. So I wouldn't be surprised if this does cycle back up and strengthen once again. You see this very commonly with these long-lived supercells. So here's the wide picture look. Right now, if there's a tornado, it's basically right on the border of northern Hood County, southern Parker County, quickly racing off to the east. So if you live ahead of this thing, just north of Granbury, this is coming in next. And either way, even if you're not included in the tornado warned part of the storm, there is a nasty hail core with this storm, potentially producing hail up to the size of golf balls, maybe even baseball-sized hail. This is impacting Weatherford, right along Interstate 20, Willow Park. If it's not hailing yet, it will be soon. And this is now knocking on the door in Tarrant County. So Tarrant County, I would start thinking about your tornado safety plan as this moves off to the east. Right now, it's still riding kind of to the east, but I would say if you live on the border of Tarrant and Johnson County, you need to get into your tornado safe place right now. This is a dangerous, life-threatening situation. What's up, Alyssa?
In Sancho, we have baseball, golf ball-sized hail.
All right, so confirmed damage of baseball-sized hail in Santo a little while ago. So not surprised one bit, but now this is pushing eastward, and we'll time this out again. So, all right, we're getting a couple of people in here. I'm going to put a timer on this and just give everybody an idea of when this might arrive. So this is for the next couple of hours. Granbury, just keep an eye on this. It'll likely pass to your north, but can never rule anything out. Getting to Benbrook by 9:38. Fort Worth, keep an eye on this. If it does arrive, it's still about an hour out. assuming it maintains its pace of 25 miles per hour. So there's the timing on this. I'm going to go hop back on our email for just a moment and just see if there's anything new on that end. All right, so yeah, so I mean, I'm looking at our email right now, and we have gotten numerous pictures of baseball-sized hail with this storm, funnel clouds, tornadoes. So there definitely was a tornado on the ground with this. There's no doubt about that. How strong, we don't know at this time. We'll get that information from the Weather Service tomorrow, but a tornado is a tornado. And, you know, as this pushes eastward, we have to start thinking about getting in your tornado safe place in southern Tarrant, northern Johnson counties as well. But we have to deal with this in Parker County at the moment. Let's zoom in here because it looks to me like this is starting to reorganize a bit. So if there's a tornado on the ground, I would say it's just south of the Parker Hood line. Are there any roads in here? No. This is getting ready to pass near Oak Trail Shores. And if you live anywhere near Weatherford Highway, you need to get into your tornado safe place now. Central Mill. This is, what is this? Temple Hall Highway. Baker, this is coming. You have just a few minutes to react here. Let me give you guys an estimated time of arrival once again. All right, so Oak Trail Shores 8:50, Center Mill 9 o'clock, Baker 9:06, Crescent 9:16, and then Aledo 9:25. And once again, if I'm mispronouncing anything, I apologize. I'm just trying to get this information out. So just bear with me here. Nothing new yet from the Weather Service. They're continuing the tornado warning. I'll go ahead and read that to you in just a moment. All right, so here's the latest information. A tornado warning continues for southeastern Palo Pinto County. Let's see, this is moving in. Yeah, okay, so this is old. I don't know why this popped up here. So please forgive me on that. But I mean, the bottom line is, guys, we have a tornado warned storm impacting southern Parker County and northern Hood County at the moment. Let's see here. Okay. And hey, Matt. Okay, cool. We just have some senior people from the station coming in to help out with this dangerous situation. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom back out, and I kind of want to look ahead here. No word yet on this tornado warning getting extended eastward, but I would say I think it's just a matter of time until parts of Tarrant County and northern Johnson County get included in this warning downstream. So I'm just going to put this out and extend this out for the next hour or so. Arriving in Godley, 9:24. Burleson, 9:51, Forest Hill, 10:03. If you live, I'm going to go ahead and circle this too, because honestly, if you live in any of these communities, you need to be thinking about your tornado safe place now. So let me grab the marker. And so I would imagine this polygon will get extended. But if you live in any of these areas, maybe Tarrant County along and just south of Interstate 20, Everman, Burleson, Mansfield, further down to Johnson County, Joshua, Godley, Alvarado. You need to start thinking about where you need to go in case a tornado warning gets issued for you. And I would have to imagine, just the way this is looking on radar right now, there's no reason to believe that they won't extend this tornado warning east once again. Dangerous supercell regardless, with a history of producing a tornado. We haven't gotten any visual confirmation on this in the past few minutes. If you guys do have any reports of the tornado, though, please let us know at Fox 4. This is very important, life-saving information that you could send us. Obviously, we have confirmed damage in Palo, Pinto County. The Gordon area confirmed building damage and injuries. So, very sad to hear that. Hopefully, everybody has taken shelter and gotten into their safe place. Just going to grab a sip of water, just 1 second. Okay. So Paige, we can absolutely do that. Here's what we're going to be doing here at Fox 4. We're staying on until 9 o'clock on the dot. At 9 o'clock, we're going to start the 9 p.m. show, and then we're going to go right back to tornado coverage. I mean, we still have 8 minutes until this happens. And then Chief Meteorologist Dan Henry is also on his way in to help cover this tornado-warned storm as it approaches Tarrant and Johnson counties. So it's still moving in that direction right now. No word yet on this getting extended, but we should be looking ahead here as it moves in. I'm going to get back hyper-local again. If there's a tornado on the ground, this is getting ready to push into Center Mill in the next few minutes. This has been riding the Hood, Parker County line now for the last 20, 30 minutes or so. Okay, yeah, you can throw that on, Nicole. So we've gotten some video. Yeah, so, and Nicole, where was this? Okay, so this was in Santo. So there was some serious hail with that. There's what looks like the tornado. We know it was on the ground at some point. So there's hail pictures, potential tornado pictures as well. All right, that's great. We can hop back over to the radar now, guys. But just to give you an idea of what we're seeing from reports over the past few minutes or so. And hey, guys, you can hop back over to radar now. All right, thank you so much. So here's what we're looking at. Supercell right now impacting northern Hood and much of Parker County. This is now moving into Tarrant County, the hail part. So whatever hail core there is moving into Tarrant County. I would have to imagine that this is going to be extended over into Tarrant and Johnson counties within the next few minutes or so. Okay, so new reports of a tornado on the ground just east of 171, just south of Annetta. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, Annetta. So we have gotten new reports. So Center Mill, tornado moving in within the next couple of minutes. I'm going to zoom in here and get hyper local and just kind of give everybody an ETA. Center Mill, you have moments to react. If you haven't gone to your tornado safe place, you need to do so now. This is going to be impacting maybe the Crescent area in the next few minutes or so. So Center Mill, 8:59. This is assuming an eastward motion of 25 miles per hour. You have 3 minutes in Center Mill until this arrives or less. Baker 9:04, and then Crescent as we get towards 9:17 p.m. I'm going to zoom back out and just give a big picture view of what's going on. All right, hold on one moment. We're going to zoom back out. And I also want to put a larger ETA, just give everybody an idea of when this might arrive. So Tarrant County, this will likely get extended into you very shortly. Let me just move this box. And hey, director in the back, I'm going to hop over to the wall for just a second, just to kind of illustrate where things stand at the moment. Okay. So just looking at the big picture here, there's your supercell, northern part impacting much of Parker County, and there's the hook right there, just north of Granbury, riding right along the Hood, Parker County line. This has been moving due east basically for the past hour or so. Just giving an idea of an estimated time of arrival. Weatherford, you've been getting hammered with hail. You saw the pictures a few minutes ago. Willow Park, 917. Godley, 924. Benbrook, 935. And then Fort Worth, likely getting closer to 10 o'clock. So we'll see how this tracks over the next 20 minutes or so. But if you live in Tarrant and northern Johnson County, you've had plenty of lead time with this as it approaches from the west. So a storm with a history of producing a tornado. All right, and I would have to agree. The storm, yeah, so the Weather Service does believe that this storm is cycling back up. So it is strengthening a bit once again. So this is bad news as this approaches. It's knocking on the door now in Tarrant and Johnson. This is moving in the next 20 minutes or so, and you need to start thinking about your tornado safe place now. And I'll actually bring back up that graphic for you. Just bear with me here. So if you live in the path of this storm, whether you're in northeastern Hood County, southeastern Parker County, southern Tarrant, northern Johnson, you need to start thinking about your tornado safe place now. Everybody's house is different, but you get the idea looking at this graphic. And I can't tell you, I've surveyed homes after tornadoes before, and even in the strong ones, you would be surprised by how well these interior rooms usually hold up. So interior hallway, interior closet, bathroom. If you have a basement, obviously the basement would be ideal. Get pillows, blankets, mattress, whatever you have, and you want to insulate yourself from where the tornado's outside, whatever debris is out there, and what's going on inside of your home. That's where you need to be. So if you live in any of those spots, that is where you need to go. And if you have a helmet, doesn't hurt to put on a helmet either. All of those things do help. So I'm going to go back to the big picture here for just a second. Here's where we stand. We are tracking a tornado-warned supercell long tracker in Parker and Hood County. This is going to be moving into Tarrant and Johnson within the next few minutes or so. All right, we're going to hop into the 9 and we'll be right back.
Good evening, everyone. Casey Stiegel here in the Fox 4 studios. Welcome to a special edition of Fox 4 News at 9. As we have been reporting, multiple tornado-warned storms moving across western portions of the viewing area right now. Our breaking weather coverage continues with Fox 4 meteorologist Dylan Federico. Dylan, what areas are you concerned about the most at this very moment? Yeah,
you know, Casey, I'm obviously in the immediate term, we're watching out in far northern Hood County and far southern Parker County, but the tornado threat is increasing now for northern Johnson and southern Tarrant County as well. There's some big hail on the northern side of this storm as well. So Fort Worth, the way it looks right now, the circulation is going to probably pass just south of Interstate 20 in Fort Worth, but I am concerned about the communities of Crescent, Benbrook, Burleson, eventually Godley. You should be watching this closely. These areas are next up. I haven't gotten any word yet on this tornado warning getting extended further to the east, but as it stands right now, this has been basically moving due east. So I'm going to pause this and we'll get right back over to where this is going to be moving in next. So Tin Top, tornado passing very close to you. Center Mill, hopefully you got into your tornado safe place. Baker, this is knocking on the door now. Let me see if I can get any roads. So this tornado is likely right over Weatherford Highway and Center Mill, passing near Tankersley Road, Temper Hall Highway. Baker, you're up next. Lowest, most interior room of your home. This is going to pass very near, if not directly over. I'm trying to see this road. Let's see. Well, actually, we have some some neighborhoods here highlighted. Yeah, let's see. This is going to pass near Baker, regardless. So Baker, this is coming right now. No additional reports yet of damage. Newsroom, have y'all gotten anything new on your end?
There might be very high winds in Florida right now.
Okay, thank you so much, Alyssa. Just keep me updated. This is moving into Baker right now. So Baker, you have a couple of minutes, and this is coming in. Lowest, most interior rum. I want to get ahead of this just a minute. Wheatland, Iona, this is likely heading in your direction as well. You have some time to react if you live right along Highway 377. Sorry, it's a little small. This is coming towards you. It's riding basically due east. Crescent, this is going to pass very close to you or just north of you. Whatever, you probably have a good visual of the tornado. If you live in the community of Brazos Bend, it's passing just north of you right now. Tin Top, tornadoes passing by. Center Mill, very close if not directly over you, and this is. I don't want to ignore north either because there's some hail with this as well. I will say that it doesn't look quite as intense as it did 30 minutes ago, but as of a little while ago, at least we're getting pictures of baseballs and golf balls with this storm. So this is moving into Tarrant County now. In the next little bit, at least the hail core of it, we'll see what happens with the tornadic circulation. But this is going to be impacting northern Johnson and southern Tarrant County within the next few minutes or so as this races off to the east. Let's see, anything new yet? Nothing. It looks like we got some damage pictures on the Weather Service chat. I'm trying to see where this is. Follow-up damage report. There's some pretty significant warehouse damage. Okay, this was earlier, further to the north of here. Okay, so. Okay, we're going to toss over to Casey Stiegel for one moment. I need to get my batteries changed. We'll be right back. Casey?
Yeah, Dylan, so we're monitoring all of the information that's coming in as well as some images that are coming in from viewers, and we want to show you this video now. This is a funnel cloud that has been seen in Santo, which is in Palo, Pinto County, and you can see that very distinct funnel as it comes down out of the sky there in the clouds and making contact with the ground. So this is definitely a very dangerous situation, and people that are in the path of these tornado-warned storms need to take a heads up and also make sure that you try to move your cars because there's heavy hail also falling from the sky right now. Look at how big that hail is there, those hailstones that those people were holding. That is hail that has been seen also in Santo. So that area has been hit especially hard, getting some reports of some overturned 18-wheelers potentially in that region as well as this thing continues to move to the east. And when Dylan gets back, I want to have him explain what that hook is and what those meteorologists are looking for on the radar. These tornadoes have a very distinct signature on the radar when they are developing. And so I want Dylan to kind of point that out to all of our viewers that are joining us on Fox 4 and also everyone watching us on Fox Digital through the Fox local app right now, as we are going to remain on the air at this hour, continuing to follow this severe weather coverage breaking at this hour. A number of tornado-warned storms, in fact, moving out in the western portions of the Fox 4 viewing area, but they are tracking a little bit to the east, and major metro areas like Fort Worth will be under the gun here coming up in the next 40 minutes or so, according to that information we saw on the future track as they try to track the storms as they move forward. So there is some significant hail falling with this, and also tornadoes that we're starting to see. And those are not only radar confirmed, but when we get those pictures of funnel clouds, we know that that is in fact happening as it comes in real time. So again, a serious situation we're following in North Texas on this Sunday evening as multiple storms are cropping up, they're firing up, and we've been watching them gain in strength, in fact, over the last hour or so. So very dangerous. If you are in the path of these storms, as Dylan has been saying, make sure you get to the most interior room of your home. And even if your kids have bike helmets or any kind of protection for your head, if that means pulling a mattress off your bed and pulling that on top of you, do it in that most interior room of your home in order to be safe, as these storms are moving very fast and they are packing a punch. Dylan, are you back with us? Okay, we're having some battery changes. Dylan's been talking for quite a while. Chief Meteorologist Dan Henry on the way into the Fox 4 studios in downtown Dallas right now to pick up our continuing coverage of this. But you're looking at the radar lit up like a Christmas tree right now, 9:08 in the evening. And, you know, one of the dangers with storms like this in the nighttime hours is these tornadoes can not only be rain wrapped, but because it's dark outside, those funnel clouds become very difficult to see. So we only know that they're happening through radar indications and also, of course, you know, with the damage reports as they come in. But Dylan, nighttime twisters especially dangerous because people just don't know when they're coming. Okay, Dylan's mic is not working right now, so once we get that working, I want Dylan to be able to talk about the signatures there, the hooks that we see on the radar when these spin up tornadoes. Dylan, are you able to explain that again? I know this is sort of basic meteorology 101. But,
it's on.
What are you looking for with those hooks? When you say a hook, can you show us what you're talking about?
Yeah. So now that we're back on, here's the latest, Casey. So we're looking near the town of Baker for potentially a tornado. We haven't gotten any new information, or at least any reports in the past few minutes. Let's see. It looks like there's a lowering, but not on the ground, according to the Hood County ham radio. So this is Tommy Hyde that says that there's a lowering. So either way, we have a storm with a history of producing a tornado and certainly capable of producing a tornado again, moving through southern Parker County, right on the Parker-Hood County lines. And this is moving east at about 25 miles per hour. Just a little bit of a heads up, too. I would have to imagine that they're at least going to extend the severe thunderstorm warning, if not the tornado warned part of this storm, off to the east a little bit more. So assuming this holds together, moving to the east at 25 miles per hour, arriving over in the Annetta area by 9:17, Aledo 9:24, Godley 9:30, and then getting over towards Benbrook as we get towards 9:39 p.m. Obviously, if you live in the path of this storm, you want to get into the lowest, most interior room of your home, tornado safe place, and bathroom, closet, hallway. You want to be as far away from what's going on outside from where you are in your home. And here's our chief, Dan Henry.
Yeah, thank you, Dylan. This is a long-lived supercell. It has literally been trucking right along Interstate 20 for the last couple of hours now. We have had some pretty significant reports of damage around the Gordon area and Lipan out to our west off of Interstate 20, reports of some overturned tractor trailers. There were also some reports for calls for assistance, for help. So that certainly tells me that there may be some significant damage in those areas. So if you are thinking about traveling west on Interstate 20 west of Fort Worth, not a good idea at all. What we can tell you is that this storm that has produced at least one tornado, the rotation associated with it is not quite as impressive as it was, let's say, about 30 minutes or so ago. It continues on this eastward trajectory here. We still do have a tornado warning in effect because the rotation is certainly still there. In fact, Dylan, why don't you go ahead, get the radar scope out. Let's take a look at that rotation. It would be, again, in the kind of the southwestern appendage of this storm itself. Get this storm relative motion, if you will. Now, it looks to me like they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning, and if I had to guess, it's a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado tag with it, meaning we know it's producing very strong winds, we know it's producing very large hail. It may also produce a tornado due to the rotation in it. So let's put it into motion here. It's traveling almost due east, so anywhere across southern Parker County into southern Tarrant County here, you're in the potential danger zone with this storm itself. The hail also doesn't look quite as large as it did earlier. When you start seeing those purple colors, that's higher reflectivity from the radar beam itself. That's telling us that's not rain that's being measured here. That's hail, chunks of ice. And so we're not seeing those purple colors, at least as of right now. Keep in mind, these storms tend to cycle up and cycle down, and so they get stronger and then they weaken as they also tend to reorganize themselves. So just rain for the moment here in Fort Worth. There's no severe weather threat at the time being, but a severe thunderstorm warning has been extended eastward across all of southern Parker County, southern Tarrant County, extreme northern Johnson County, and also extreme northeastern Hood County. Why don't you go ahead and read that, Dylan? Just click on there and just give me the latest verbiage with the actual severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued here.
Yeah, and I also wanted to add to what you were saying, Dan. They are going to allow the tornado warning to expire downstream. So they're just going to continue with the severe thunderstorm warning as you were saying. So here's what they're saying. National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Johnson County, southeastern Parker, southwestern Tarrant, and also northeastern Hood County. This is in effect until 10 p.m. As of 9:10, a severe thunderstorm was located near Annetta, or 11 miles west of Benbrook, moving east to 25. 60-mile-per-hour winds, half-dollar-sized hail. Radar indicated. I do not see, tornado possible tag. So they do have a tornado possible tag, but for right now, they are letting the tornado warning part of this expire. Yeah,
the rotation is not as significant as it was, and that's why they've let that tornado warning expire now. And the new warning issued is this severe thunderstorm warning. So again, that's the yellow polygon, Aledo, Crescent, Benbrook, all the way east to Forest Hill, Burleson, just about into Joshua as well. 60-mile-an-hour winds, potentially some large hail, although even the hail core doesn't look quite as impressive as it did, and a possible tornado because there's still rotation there. And this thing certainly could ramp back up again. The rotation could be more impressive with time. And if it does, we could see another tornado develop. We also have additional thunderstorms to the north here. These have been prolific lightning producers throughout the afternoon and evening hours. Look at the lightning literally lighting up the night sky here in Denton. Tremendous display here going on. 433 strikes in the last 10 minutes alone. So we don't see a severe weather threat with this, but certainly anytime you see that many lightning strikes, you have an enhanced chance that we're going to see some fires with the potential. Some of these strikes, unfortunately, hitting homes, hitting structures, also hitting power lines. So we could see power outages due to that as well. Put this into movement as well, Dylan. This is likely also moving off kind of almost in a east-northeast fashion here. Torrential rain. That's the other concern, is we could also see some some flash flooding. There are more just run-of-the-mill showers as you head up north of Sherman towards the Adeneson area. But the storm, again, that we're most concerned about here, let's do this, Dylan. Put this on a 3-hour time lapse. I just want to show people how long-lived this supercell has been, kind of trucking eastward here for the last few hours. There it is. And the rotation, probably about a half an hour or so ago, was very, very impressive with it. We do believe we had at least one tornado touchdown around the Gordon, Lipan area within the hour. In fact, I've got a chat up with our storm chasers here, and they were sharing some photos with me a little bit earlier, and certainly one here from Mike Casey in Lipan. No doubt about it, there was a tornado at that point in time. This storm was truly impressive. Before the sunset, you could see it towering up probably 50,000 feet into the atmosphere. It was a majestic storm, no doubt about it, and it continues to head eastward here, but as it's headed through Parker County towards Tarrant County, the rotation with it continues to weaken. And you can even see the storm as a whole here doesn't look as impressive the farther east it has gone. Dylan?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add to what you were saying, Dan, in the chat. This is some new information. They're saying the town of Gordon has taken a direct tornado hit. Apparently, there's massive damage throughout the entire community. So waiting to hear more updates on this, but this is terrible news out of Gordon.
Yeah, and that would be back here in southern Palo, Pinto County. We can zoom in there.
And I can pause it
real
anyway.
close, and yeah, pause it there, and we'll then zoom in, and we can show folks at home where the door. There's Gordon right here.
Yeah.
Here's Interstate 20. So this is the point, and the tornado had just gone through there. So this is roughly right around 8 o'clock this evening or so, just over an hour ago. That's when we had the tornado, and it looks like it caused some significant damage, not only in Gordon, but I'm also told farther east as it headed towards Lipan, we had some damage as well. Now, whether or not that was due to the tornado or to straight line wind damage, I'm going to turn my IFB off, just getting too much feedback there. You can see just how impressive this storm did look. That's close to 8:30. Still some very strong rotation in it. And then as it headed eastward here through southern Parker County, it started to weaken a bit. Still getting some golf ball sized hail around 8:50 this evening south of Weatherford and southern Parker County. And then we continue. Notice it's on that weakening trend here as it's now heading into extreme southeastern Parker County and southern and southwestern portions of Tarrant County. We do not want you to let your guard down, though. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. This is a long-lived supercell. The atmosphere here is still very warm and unstable, and it's certainly possible that we could see this storm ramp back up again as it heads now, heading towards very highly populated areas here in southern Tarrant County. The one north in Denton County is not severe, but this one is putting out a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning in the sky here. And anytime we have that many strikes, we always get concerned about the potential for those lightning strikes leading to some fires. Just in the last 10 minutes or so, 461 cloud-to-ground strikes. These storms are generally moving to the east-northeast. Got a little small hail embedded in there, probably pennies, nickels, and dimes. Looks like it's lower than quarters, and so that's why there's no severe thunderstorm warning in effect at this time. But this torrential rain is moving very slowly, too. Very, very slowly, and so we are going to have a flash flood threat here in Denton County. In particular, right now, torrential rain around Denton, all the way down I-35 through Argyle and about as far south as the Trophy Club area. And that orange color there indicates 3 inches of rain, close to 4 inches, coming in a very short period of time, probably about 90 minutes. And so that's the type of heavy rain falling in that short a period of time that can certainly lead to some flash flooding. So our northern storm is more of a lightning and flash flood threat. The southern storm, that's the one that's going to be capable right now, at least, of large hail, damaging wind gusts, and the potential of a tornado. And that's why we've got that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southeastern Parker County, much of southern Tarrant County, into far northern Johnson County. And it does have that possible tornado tag, meaning that it's got rotation in it, and if that rotation is to get better organized again, we could certainly see this thing produce another tornado. We're looking right now at our wind product, and we're really not picking up there. What we look for here is one of those red-green couplets indicating counterclockwise rotation. Really not seeing that at this point in time. We certainly did earlier as it was moving through southern Palo, Pinto County into southern Parker County. But it looks like, at least for the time being, that rotation has significantly weakened as it's moving off to the east. Dylan?
Yeah, and I was just putting it back a few hours, Dan, so you can see how impressive this was earlier, especially in southern Palo Pinto County. It had a very tight couplet a little while ago when it passed near the communities of Strawn and Gordon and just north of Lipan as well. So you can see why we had gotten those major damage reports from earlier as well.
Yeah,
so,
there you can clearly see the red-green couplet around the Gordon area. Yeah. There looks like there may have been another circulation around Strawn as well. And there is, as it was just west, just crossing over Interstate 20, that's where it was its most impressive point here as it was heading through southern Palo Pinto County. Very well-defined circulation with that. And you notice it literally dissipated. And here's what's happening. When these things cycle, go back a little bit here, if you will, Dylan. Notice the one circulation takes a north turn. That's an indication to us that this thing is occluding, meaning the cool air is choking off the updraft of the storm itself. And then we see a new circulation develop on its southeast flank. That's this one here, heading just across southeastern Parker County. And then that circulation dissipated. So we had one well-defined circulation we believe caused a tornado. That tornado finally dissipated. We saw a second circulation develop. It may have produced a brief tornado, but then it has now weakened, in fact, completely dissipated. So this is what we mean by cycling with these storms. You see a tornado develop, that tornado persists for a certain period of time, it ropes out, then you see a new circulation develop, and it's usually farther to the east and southeast of the main one, and then that one tries to produce another tornado. What we have right now is this, we'll call it a strong to severe thunderstorm. It is by no means as strong as the storm was maybe about 45 minutes to an hour ago. We are not seeing any signs of strong circulation. We're really not even seeing any impressive hail in here. And when I say that, we're not seeing the golf balls to tennis balls to baseballs that were being produced a little bit earlier today out to our west. This is likely still putting down some pocket change hail where you see these very dark red colors here, and certainly some wind gusts that could be in that 50 to 60 mile per hour range, but that's about it for right now. Meantime, here in Denton County, just an amazing display of lightning going on at this point in time. Several hundred strikes every 10 minutes or so occurring with this thunderstorm. These are torrential downpours as well. We're talking about 2 to 3 inch per hour rainfall rate. So you might see 3 inches of rain in just 1 hour with this storm itself as it's moving off to the east-northeast.
Yeah, Dan, and just to add on to what you were saying, they did issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this. Not surprised based on what we're seeing on radar. I mean, this thing has really perked up in the last 20 minutes or so, and at least dropping some quarters as this gets ready to push off to the west, or excuse me, east towards the Frisco area.
Yeah, and if you're here in Collin County to the east, Salina, Prosper, Frisco, kind of on that Denton-Collin County line here, looking off to the west, no doubt you are seeing the night sky being lit up right now. I do want to point out to you as well, and this was indicative and characteristic of a lot of storms this afternoon. Look at these lightning strikes occurring maybe 5-6 miles to the east of the storm itself. These bolts are happening, lightning strikes where there's no rain falling at all. We're creatures of habit. We want to go outside. We want to see what's going on. Just be mindful that if you're hearing thunder, the second you step outside, it's not safe to go out there because we are getting these cloud-to-ground lightning strikes outside of where the rain is. So we track this thing off to the east-northeast. That puts it in Flower Mound at 9:29, Louisville at 9:37, Frisco at 9:48, Bloomdale at 10:03, Plano at 10:12. That's once again the leading edge of this complex of storms here. And unlike most thunderstorms, when it rains maybe 5 or 10 minutes, that's not going to be the case with this thing here. You're going to have a good solid probably 60 to 90 minutes of torrential rain in some locations that could also lead to some flash flooding. So severe thunderstorm warning now for much of Denton County eastward into portions of Collin County, including the Frisco area, Plano, West McKinney, certainly the Fairview area up towards Salina. You are all in this severe thunderstorm warning. What's the hail size they're putting at this? Is this a kind of a minimum criteria here, quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour gusts, I would imagine, with this, Dylan?
Yes, sir. The Weather Service saying 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. And also, our producer Paige is telling me that she does have some pictures of the tornado earlier when it was near the Santo area. So if you want to put that up, Paige, we'd like to see that. So, Dan, let's hear your commentary.
There it is. That's a very well-defined tornado. That was, well, this is before the sunset, obviously. Probably around 8 o'clock this evening is when this tornado was produced in Santo in southern Palo, Pinto County. This was a long-lived supercell that kind of followed right along Interstate 20 East. Many of you may be familiar with this drive, heading on a long drive west of Fort Worth on Interstate 20 out towards Abilene. That's when this supercell was at its strongest, at its peak, and it did produce this tornado. We haven't had any real specifics in terms of damage. We do know, though, that around Lipan and around Gordon, that there have been many reports, lots of chatter in our National Weather Service chat session about damage, 18-wheelers being blown over on the interstate. So do not head westbound on Interstate 20, west, let's say, of the Weatherford area, because as you head west of there, that is where this powerful storm produced most of its damage, be it tornado damage and likely some extreme straight line wind damage as well. Let's go down to the south again, Dylan, because we'll show people what's left of that storm. It's kind of a shell of itself right now. It does have some rotation in it, but it is not nearly as strong as what it was before. And so that's why the tornado warning has been dropped. And so now it's just a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. And this thing continues to move off to the east. Let's put this into motion. We're going to wrap this up here in just a minute or two. Send you back to our the anchor desk, I believe. To Casey, but let's just give a real quick wrap here. Severe thunderstorm warning here for extreme southeastern Parker County, southern Tarrant County, northern Johnson County. Also a severe thunderstorm warning for much of Denton County, eastward into the western half of Collin County. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. Tremendous lightning show going on right now, and would not be surprised if we see a flood threat with that storm as well. So we'll get back to more weather coverage here in just a few minutes, but for now, we're going to send it back over to Casey.
Dan, Dylan, thank you so much. Obviously, we will be continuing to break in throughout the hour as any additional warnings or alerts come up. But we do have some other news that we want to get to tonight while the threat has diminished, at least for right now. Police in Plano say that they are investigating an overnight crash that killed 3 people. Just one vehicle was involved. Somehow the driver lost control and smashed into construction barriers, then into a concrete wall between Park and Parker Road on Interstate 75. Fox 4's Amelia Jones is covering this for us tonight. She joins us live now with more. Amelia, have the victims been identified yet?
Excuse me, Casey. No, the victims have not been identified. Plano police told us this afternoon that they are waiting for the medical examiner's report to confirm the identities of all 3 people who unfortunately lost their lives in this crash. Officers on scene described it as horrific, and investigators are still working to piece together what exactly led up to the crash. Scorched pavement on U.S. Highway 75 near the Parker Road exit is what's left behind after police say a car crashed and caught fire. The crash happened around 2:30 a.m. on Sunday. Police say the small SUV hit construction barriers and a concrete wall before bursting into flames.
Because of the fire and the heat of it, no one could get near it until Plano Fire was able to extinguish the fire out of the vehicle.
When officers approached the vehicle, they found 3 people dead inside.
From what I understand in hearing from some of the officers and stuff, that it was very horrific. And we have a peer support group here at the police department, and I believe that's going to be activated for the officers that were on scene.
It's unclear where the victims were sitting in the car and if they died from the impact of the crash or the fire. Investigators are waiting for the medical examiner's report to identify the 3 victims properly.
Even if we have family that comes forward saying, you know, someone didn't come home or that they can't reach them or something like that, we still have to wait for the final determination from the medical examiner's office.
Other motorists called in the crash, and Plano police say the car was on fire before officers arrived. The northbound lanes of Highway 75 were shut down until around 9 this morning as investigators searched for evidence and cleared the scene.
Multiple officers out there that are taking measurements, using drones to map the area so that we can do a good, thorough, complete investigation to find out what happened that led up to the crash.
Police say the car itself might provide clues about what led up to the crash.
The vehicle was impounded. They will be looking at anything that they might be able to get from it for either the electronic devices and stuff that's built into the cars now for that black box, so to speak.
And Plano police are asking for any witnesses, people who might have been driving by and saw the crash, or people who saw the car just before the crash happened, to give Plano police a call. Casey, back to you.
Yeah, Amelia, hopefully that can aid them in their investigation. Fox 4's Amelia Jones live for us tonight. Amelia, thank you. We want to get you to the other top story that we are following today. It has been a very busy news day. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. His personal office releasing a statement today saying that it has also spread to his bones. Fox's Eben Brown brings us up to speed.
Former President Joe Biden is diagnosed with an aggressive form
of prostate cancer. His personal office releasing a statement today saying that it has also spread to his bones. Fox's Eben Brown brings us up to speed.
Former President Joe Biden is diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. His office shared the news in a statement on Sunday, saying the cancer cells have spread to the bone. The 82-year-old former president was diagnosed on Friday after he was seen for experiencing urinary symptoms.
I want the viewer to know that most of the time prostate cancer would be asymptomatic. When it reaches the point where you already have urinary symptoms, that's also a sign that it's pretty far advanced.
His office also says the case seems to be hormone sensitive, allowing for an effective management of the diagnosis.
Well, hopefully they could stop it if it's so testosterone dependent by the hormone therapy and hopefully by radiation. I wouldn't say it's ominous, but I'd say it's very, very concerning and clearly a life-threatening situation.
Reactions are pouring in from both sides of the aisle. President Donald Trump wishes Biden a, quote, fast and successful recovery, writing in part, Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family. Former Vice President Kamala Harris calls Biden a fighter, writing on X, I know he will face this challenge with the same strength, resilience, and optimism that have always defined his life and leadership.
I think the American people and people in general, when they see somebody facing a diagnosis with this, have sympathy.
Those on both sides are calling this an inappropriate time to play, quote, politics. Donald Trump Jr. shares an image on X that wrote in part, politics aside, we wish him a speedy recovery. Biden and his family will be looking into treatment options with his doctors. Eben Brown, Fox News.
To New York City now, where 2 people died as a result of that Mexican Navy ship crash into the Brooklyn Bridge last night. 19 others were injured, and the whole thing was caught on camera. Watch. Just horrifying. Officials say the ship lost power in turbulent waters, and then the fast current pushed the vessel into the bridge, toppling over masts onto the ship's deck. Sailors were perched on the masts when they came down. One eyewitness says all he could do was watch in disbelief.
I didn't realize until after, but there was people on the masts of the boat, like up there. So one of theirs got hit and they fell off of it and they were hanging on the rope because they were all attached to it. I literally thought in my head, I'm like, it feels like I'm in a movie right now.
The boat will now be moved for further investigation. The ship and its members were leaving New York City on their way to Iceland as part of a training tour. Most of the crew members stayed overnight and planned to fly back to Mexico tonight. And it is a very busy weather night. We want to get you back to Chief Meteorologist Dan Henry and Meteorologist Dylan Federico in the Weather Center. We have a new warning, guys.
We do. We have a new tornado warning, Casey, as this storm in Denton County now has really ramped up here, and it's developed a pretty tightly wound circulation, so we could very well be seeing a developing tornado. Look at the lightning also being produced by this storm. There are lightning strikes all the way into Prosper and Frisco, probably about 15 miles to the east of where it's raining here out in Denton County. 673 strikes in the last just 5 to 10 minutes. Most importantly, though, we want to show you that we've got this tornado warning. Let's take the lightning strikes off, if you will, Dylan, to kind of declutter the screen a little bit. Follow the outline of our red polygon here. It goes from Corinth and Highland Village, Lincoln Park, Little Elm, the Colony, eastward through Prosper, Frisco, McKinney, Fairview, Allen, and into Plano. All of those major cities and towns are now under a tornado warning. Estimated arrival time of the leading edge here, 9:42 Little Elm, the Colony 9:49, Frisco 9:55, McKinney 10:16. Let's bring out now the radar, the velocity scope, if you will, and there is a circulation developing, and look at it. It has really ramped up quickly here, so it looks like it's just east of Corinth right now, just on the south side of Lincoln Park and on the west side of Little Elm. This is where we believe we've got a developing tornado. This is a very impressive circulation that has literally developed, look at this, in just the last 5 minutes or so of radar scans here. So we want you to be in your tornado safe shelter, away from exterior walls or windows, in a closet, in a bathroom, pantry. Again, every home is laid out differently. The idea is you want to put as many walls between you and what could be blowing in the wind. And right now, what gate-to-gate shear means is essentially that's how much rotation we have. 114 mile per hour rotation with this storm. Green is motion towards the radar. Red is motion away. That's indicating the twisting, turning, counterclockwise rotation that is ramping up very, very quickly. And so we've got a tornado warning now in effect. You are clearly in the danger zone here around the Oak Point area, Shady Shores, and probably just as far to the north as Lincoln Park as well. And as we put this thing into motion again, it's heading in an eastward direction. And so that's why this tornado warning has also been oriented to the east. So it goes all the way through the Lincoln Park, Little Elm, and the Colony communities, eastward into Collin County, including Prosper and Frisco, and as far east now as McKinney and Allen and Plano as well. And look at the cloud-to-ground lightning strikes as well that are occurring 10 to 15 miles ahead of the storm. This is a powerful thunderstorm. All these lightning strikes indicating that this thing is a beast here. There's also some hail falling. You can see the purple colors literally right there on Highway 377 around the Lincoln Park area. And in this case, we might be underestimating it a bit, but I would say at least quarter-sized hail, if not even larger than that. But more importantly is that rotation that has developed within this storm here, and it's moving almost due east. So kind of right along Highway 377 or 380, excuse me, Highway 380 from Denton County over into western Collin County. So heads up, Prosper into the Frisco area, especially West Frisco, West Prosper. You're going to be in the potential path of this developing tornado here. Put the radar scope back up there again, the velocity scope, if you will, Dylan. Let's show folks why this tornado warning was issued, and it's due to the rotation here. And let's, again, step in time very slowly over the last 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes. Look at it. You can see it. Watch it at home there. Watch that circulation develop as it moved on the east side of Denton here, just north of Corinth, and now heading over towards the Little Elm area. You can just see how quickly that really developed here. What kind of gate-to-gate are you getting on that right now, Dylan, in terms of the strength of it? It was about 114.
Yeah.
So at least where you click there, that may not be accurate in terms of the gate-to-gate shear or the rotation with this storm itself. So we still need to assume that we've got a developing tornado here. It is located in the Oak Point, Little Elm vicinity here. You kind of see that notch right in there, what we call kind of a V notch in there. That's where the circulation is, right around Oak Point and the Little Elm area. And that's the reason we're not seeing any reflectivity there is the updraft with this thing is very, very strong, and it's almost suspending the actual rain in the storm itself. So here's our danger zone here. Oak Point, Little Elm, up towards Highway 380. Clearly, you are in an area where you want to be in your tornado safe shelter, away from exterior walls or windows, closet, bathroom. Go ahead, take your iPhone with you, your phone itself. Make sure you've got your charging cord there so that you can still watch us, get weather data as well, but you need to be in your shelter. And this thing is moving eastbound here. It is paralleling Highway 380. So let's put this into motion, let's say over the last 15 minutes, Dylan, just to give folks an idea of which direction it's heading here. It's almost in an easterly direction, maybe just slightly north of east, but you can see how the National Weather Service oriented the actual tornado warning polygon itself. So we've been upgraded now from a severe thunderstorm warning to a tornado warning. Torrential rain, we absolutely know we're getting that with it. This thing is putting out a tremendous amount of lightning. We are concerned that there could be some lightning fires kicked off by this storm. Look at the lightning that's extending at least 10 miles east of the area of rain. Flooding is certainly a concern here as we're seeing torrential downpours, 2, maybe 3 inch per hour rainfall rates. There is some hail embedded in here. Most of it is pocket change, pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters of that nature. And then we also have the potential of a tornado here as there is a very well developed circulation now. It looks like it is just east of Oak Point. It's paralleling Highway 380, probably just south of Highway 380 on the east side of the city of Denton. Dylan, any new information here as you do a storm track there from the National Weather Service?
Yeah, nothing yet from the National Weather Service, Dan. We're just operating on the assumption that there's a tornado with this storm just based on rotation. This is radar indicated at the moment, but this is quickly moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. So similar motion to the storm from earlier, but looking at the time of arrival, getting to the colony at 9:48, Frisco 9:54. Prosper 9:59, and then getting towards Allen at 10:13, and then potentially McKinney by around 10:15. And also the Weather Service is noting that the circulation is right over Little Elm, as you were saying, moving east, and will be approaching the Dallas North Tollway south of Highway 380 very shortly.
So let's go ahead and we'll bring that back up again, Dylan, if you will. Yes. The velocity on this thing to show where the rotation is embedded within this storm. Still looking pretty impressive there. Notice we've got the green going towards the radar, red going away. So here's our counterclockwise rotation approaching Little Elm at this point in time. Looks like it passed very close to the Corinth area here, maybe just to the northeast by a mile or two. Again, we don't know if we've got a confirmed tornado at this point in time, but certainly we've got impressive rotation that could be indicative of a developing tornado. So anywhere from Oak Point and just to the northeast of Corinth, the Lake Dallas area, you're close enough as well. Eastward towards Little Elm, we want you in your tornado safe shelter at this point in time. This thing is moving eastward here, so it's going to move just along the Highway 380 corridor here, and so it will be moving then into western Collin County. This is the Dallas North Tollway here. Here's Highway 380. So again, we're talking about Highway 380 Tollway interchange down through El Dorado, maybe as far to the south as, let's say, the Main Street exit off the tollway. This is the area here that we're going to be watching for as this tornado circulation moves across far northeastern Denton County into extreme northwestern Collin County here. Notice that little V-notch here where we're seeing lighter reflectivity here. That could be the indication of where this developing tornado is at this point in time. And what we worry about too with a storm like this is it getting wrapped by rain. There is torrential rain associated with this thunderstorm, and that rain could be wrapping around the circulation itself. With the amount of lightning, though, that it's producing right now, you may see, if it does develop a tornado, you may see that backlit and illuminated by the actual lightning strikes themselves. So very dangerous situation here. We want you in your tornado safe shelter. Again, every home is laid out differently. If you're in a multi-story apartment building, you want to be down as low as possible on the lowest floor you can get to. If you can't get there, maybe an interior stairwell would serve you even better. By all means, you do not want to be close to windows. In this location here, we've got the hallway and the closet attached to that interior hallway. That would serve as your best bet. You've got 4 walls around you here with the closet, and then you've got the exterior walls of the actual lowest floor of the home itself. If you've got time to grab some blankets or a mattress for extra protection, by all means do so. Don't have confirmation that this is a tornado yet, but certainly a developing tornado. By the way, the storm down to the south that did produce the tornado around the Gordon area, we believe, heavy damage around Lipan, that is all that's left of it now. That thing has completely collapsed and fallen apart. So that's why we're not covering that right now. Just want to point that out to you. No danger down here now in Tarrant County or Johnson County as that powerful supercell has collapsed and fallen apart. But as quickly as that thing fell apart, now we've got something that is winding up here in Denton County, and it's moving towards Collin County here, right along that Highway 380 corridor. It is, again, a developing tornado, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued this tornado warning. Polygon, Lincoln Park, Corinth, Highland Village, Little Elm, the Colony, Frisco, Prosper, eastward through McKinney and Allen. So these are highly, highly populated areas now under the gun for a potential tornado. Dylan?
Yeah, and Dan, just to reiterate everything you were saying, just very dangerous situation. Also, the Weather Service is mentioning that they are detecting very intense winds of 80+ miles per hour right over Lakewood Village associated with the rear flank downdraft. So on top of the potential tornado, very strong winds with this storm as well.
Yeah, and these supercell thunderstorms have what we call a 4 forward flank downdraft and a rear flank downdraft itself. There's air going up and there's air coming down, and the air is coming down in that RFD, that rear flank downdraft, and that could sometimes produce some very, very strong destructive winds. We're estimating right now they could be up to 80 miles an hour. So even if this thing doesn't produce a tornado, it has the capability of producing up to 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts here. So a powerful, powerful storm. Let's bring there's the scope back out again, and the circulation itself appears to be somewhere between Oak Point and Little Elm there. Let's put this thing into motion, and there you can see it. And when you're getting these really bright green colors there, that could be indicative, too, of some very strong downdraft winds hitting the ground itself, and could be producing some destructive winds. But the most dangerous aspect of this storm right now is right around the Oak Point, Little Elm area. It's just south of Highway 380 right now, and it's moving east. It's going to be moving east towards the Collin-Denton County line, probably in the next, I would say, 10 minutes or so. So you still have time. All these cloud-to-ground lightning strikes occurring many miles east of where it's raining now in Denton County. That often tells us, too, that this is a very, very powerful thunderstorm when you get these so-called bolts out of the blue. Of course, we're nighttime now, but lightning strikes that are occurring without a drop of rain falling here from Frisco practically all the way to the McKinney area, almost 20 miles away. We're getting lightning strikes from where we've got the heavy rain falling. And it is heavy. It is torrential rain, 2 to 3 inch per hour rainfall rates. So we could see 2 or 3 inches in a matter of an hour here, and that could cause some flood issues in Denton County. And as this thing moves into western Collin County here, that same flood potential is going to exist as well. Dylan?
And also, Dan, we're getting reports of power flashes in the Frisco area now from the Denton County ham radio operators. So we'll keep you updated on that.
And that could be those lightning strikes. Again, striking a transformer, striking a power line. This is not going to surprise me at all that we get some power outages with this thing. Put the lightning strikes momentarily back up there again. We've been getting several hundred of these every 10 minutes or so with this very powerful storm itself. It is producing some hail. We don't see any huge hail like we were getting earlier today with some of the storms. Most of it is pocket change variety, pennies, dimes, nickels, maybe up to the size of quarters and half dollars. Certainly is going to produce some strong gusty winds, and we could also see a developing tornado with this thing as well. One more time, Dylan, if you would, let's bring out that velocity scope. Try to peer inside this storm. And again, Doppler radar, what we use it for not only is to tell you where it's raining and where it's not. We can pinpoint where the hail is, but inside here, this is a motion that we're showing you now. The green colors motion towards the radar, the red motion away. So there's our couplet there, counterclockwise rotation. Right now, it doesn't look like it is as tight as it was maybe about 5 or 10 minutes ago when the warning was first issued, but certainly we don't want you to let your guard down here. Stay in your tornado safe shelter. Around the Little Elm area here is where we think that the circulation is most pronounced at this hour, and it's going to be beelining right towards West Frisco here in the next, I would say, 10 minutes or so. So here's the Denton-Collin County line. There is Highway 380. Here's the tollway here. Here's the Dallas North Tollway. So this thing is probably, as the crow flies, maybe about 5 miles to the west of there. So there's Panther Creek Parkway. Here's El Dorado here. As you're heading into the Little Elm area on the east side of Little Elm, this is where we believe we've got our circulation right now. Notice this little V-notch here. That seems to have corresponded pretty well with the circulation in this storm. Highway 380 sits right up here to the north. So our danger zone, we're gonna go ahead and include Highway 380 all the way down from there into the Little Elm area here. This is where the potential developing tornado is. We are under a tornado warning here, not only in Denton County, but east from there into Collin County, including Prosper and Collin and the Frisco area. So highly populated areas here under the gun for what could be a developing tornado here. Going to be very hard for us at this hour of night to let you know if we've got 100% confirmation or not. It's why we want you to just go ahead and be safe and get to your tornado safe place here. If you're in a home, it's always going to be the lowest floor available, away from those exterior walls or windows. If you're in a high rise, we want you to be down on the lowest floor that you can get to. If that's not possible, then maybe an interior concrete stairwell would serve you even better. So tracking this to the east puts it in West Frisco at 9:57, Prosper at 10:02, Allen at 10:17, and McKinney, provided it holds together, at 10:19. And we do think it is. It's a pretty well-developed storm now. It has ramped up very quickly over the last 15 or 20 minutes. We were only concerned at one point in time about the torrential rain and the flood threat and the lightning, and then all of a sudden, within 2 or 3 radar scans, that is when the rotation really started to develop and ramp up very, very quickly. And that's why the National Weather Service pulled the trigger, issued that tornado warning. Dylan, anything new from the chat session that you can tell us right now?
Yeah, we have gotten additional reports of power flashes near El Dorado and 720. So additional power flash reports there up there in the Frisco area. So we'll wait and see if we can get any confirmation of a tornado. But one thing's for sure, Dan, this thing is producing some very strong winds, at least 70 to 80 miles per hour, regardless of whether or not there's a tornado on the ground or not.
Yeah, you know, when you get up to an 80-mile-an-hour wind gust, that is almost low-end EF1 tornado strength there. So certainly those are the type of winds that can down trees and power lines, that can produce roof damage. Certainly not safe to be in a mobile home with winds that high as well. Hopefully, if you're in a mobile home, if you live farther east, let's say out towards McKinney and Fairview, even into the Allen area, and you're in a mobile home, go ahead and get to your designated shelter for the mobile home park. If there is not a designated shelter, if you have a friend or relative close by and you can get there, by all means do that as well. This storm, again, is about ready to approach the Collin County line here. Notice it's this V-notch that you're seeing here, and then that little appendage on the southwest. That's the area that we are closely focused on right now. Watching that rotation embedded within this supercell thunderstorm here. Up here around Highway 380, Prosper, on the east side of Lincoln Park. This is where the hail is falling. That's the hail core there. It doesn't look like it's overly big, but certainly dimes, pennies, nickels, quarters, maybe a few $half in there, although we are starting to see a few of those purple colors. So we may be now getting something that could be approaching the size of ping pong balls. Tremendous amount of lightning. There's our hail core there. It stretches from Frisco up towards the Prosper area, right along Highway 380. 1 inch in diameter is a quarter. Once it gets to about 1.25 inches, now you're talking about $half. Once it gets to 1.5 inches, now you've got a ping pong size hail falling from the storm. Let's put get away the hail scope here, and let's get the rotation out once again, if you can, Dylan. See if we can pinpoint where this is. So here it is. It's now looking like it's on the east side of Little Elm and just west of Frisco. This right here is the Collin-Denton County line. This is the Dallas North Tollway, this white line that you see running north-south here. Here's El Dorado running west-east. Here is Main Street running west-east from Frisco into Denton County there. So that's our danger zone here. There's Teal, there's Legacy. So we're talking about West Frisco here in Denton County. This is where we are seeing the most indicative display of rotation at this point in time. Doesn't look quite as impressive as it did maybe about 10, 15 minutes ago, but it's still there. There's no question. There's still rotation evident there, and it's moving now through West Frisco here, heading east. It's going to be crossing over the Denton-Collin County line, heading towards the tollway. There's our hail core. So this hail is looking a bit more impressive now from Prosper back west here, just to the south of Parvin. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we're getting some ping-pong-sized hail now falling out of the storm here, just to the north of the actual circulation itself. These are all lightning strikes. In many cases, we are seeing lightning that is striking several miles away from where it's raining. These are clearly lightning strikes, again, where there's not a drop of rain falling at all. So please don't get outside and venture out and think that you're going to see something here. It's obviously well past sunset now, dark, and even if we do have a tornado that develops, it could then get wrapped in rain, and it's going to make it impossible for you to see that. But this thing has been heading almost due east. It started to really ramp up on the west side of Oak Point. That's when the National Weather Service issued the tornado warning itself, and that rotation is held together pretty well now as it's moved into West Frisco here. So our tornado warning continues for east central Denton County through Frisco and Prosper all the way to the east now to McKinney, Allen, and certainly at least on the north side of Plano, we've got that tornado warning. Dylan?
Yeah, and Dan, just some additional information. Not that you're surprised at all about this, but rotation is directly over DNT and Frisco at the moment. They're saying that the rotation signature is a little broad on their end, but it's very impressive on reflectivity. Classic-looking supercell on radar tonight.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and zoom in there if you would, Dylan, and we'll show you. Here's the Dallas North Tollway. Here's Frisco. So go ahead and zoom in right here. There's the tollway running north-south, and there's El Dorado, and then just south, the one exit south of there is Main Street. So that's where we believe that the circulation is right now. It's right near the tollway between El Dorado and Main Street. And in fact, it could even be a little bit farther north. I don't want to get too specific here. So anywhere from Highway 380 on down south to at least Main Street on the Dallas North Tollway, in that stretch there, that is where we're seeing the current circulation. Again, not quite as impressive as about 15 or 20 minutes ago when the initial tornado warning was issued, but it's still there. And these things, this thing went from no circulation at all within about 3 radar scans, so 3 or 4 minutes. Then we had what looked like a tornado on radar. That's how quickly things can change in this type of situation. So never, ever let your guard down. Even though things tend to weaken, they can ramp back up very, very quickly. This is hail, denoted by these purple colors here around Prosper. You're likely getting pelted by some pretty good hail, maybe up to the size of ping pong balls. If you're just joining us right now, we've been on the air for quite some time. Dylan was following that big storm that produced a tornado out towards the Gordon and Lipan areas, wind damage in southern Palo, Pinto County. That storm, as it moved towards southern Tarrant County, northern Johnson County, fell apart. It has completely collapsed, so we're not worried about that anymore. This is the main concern right now, this big supercell here, and in particular, there's the hail core with it. It is producing a tremendous amount of lightning, torrential downpours, all of this red here. Anywhere in there, that's 2 to 3 inch per hour rainfall rates, and it's this little hook that you see here. That's where we've got the rotation with this storm that could be indicating to us that we've got a developing tornado still. And that tornado warning continues for the entire city of Frisco. Prosper points east along Highway 380 out towards McKinney, Fairview, and Allen. You are all in that tornado warning polygon here. What's the expiration on that, Dylan, if you would?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that out right now. I was also just seeing if we had gotten sent any.
I'm seeing it right now on the bottom of the screen until 10:30 for now. Then they'll reassess likely at that point in time to see if they need to extend it beyond that. But we need you in your tornado safe shelter. Yes. Until at least 10:30. Okay, go ahead, Dylan.
Oh, and I was just saying, I was checking our Fox 4 weather email and our DMs on Facebook just to see if we have any confirmed reports of a tornado or maybe some damage with this storm in the Frisco area. Right now, just lots of lightning. Like you were saying earlier, Dan, this is a very impressive storm just from a lightning standpoint. We've gotten lots of reports of that, but at the moment, I haven't seen any reports of damage. So if anybody has any reports of damage or a tornado with this storm, please let us know at Fox 4. You can send us a DM on Facebook or email or just call the station. All of those things are fine.
Yeah, I've got my phone here. We've got several chat sessions, one with all my storm chasers in it. And we did get a report from our director, Lorenzo, that he says the outdoor warning sirens are going off in the city of Frisco right now. So if you're hearing those outdoor warning sirens, there's a reason for it. It's because we've got this tornado warning that's in effect until 10:30. Highly populated areas, including Little Elm, although Little Elm, you're on the back side of this now. So we can tell you that you're safe back to the west here in Lincoln Park and Little Elm. If you live in Prosper and Frisco in Collin County and extreme eastern Denton County, all the way east along that Highway 380 corridor out towards McKinney, you are still very much in the threat zone here for at least the next 20 to 25 minutes. It's 10:30 that this tornado warning expires. Once again, at that point in time, or maybe even before then, the National Weather Service will reassess and make a decision whether or not to extend it further. But it is moving almost in a due easterly direction here, kind of following Highway 380, just south of there. We believe that the circulation itself has now moved just to the east of the Dallas North Tollway here. It's more than likely just south of Highway 380, somewhere in that El Dorado down towards Main Street vicinity. So that's why we're tracking it here. Prosper 10:06, Allen 10:19, McKinney at 10:23, and Milligan at 10:33. Very large hail falling, maybe up to the size of ping pong balls, where you're seeing the purple colors there up around Prosper. This thing is still lighting up the night sky like daylight at times. That's how much lightning literally is occurring with this storm here. And a lot of this lightning is falling in areas where there is not a single drop of rain falling. That has been characteristic of these storms literally all day long, is they are putting down these vicious lightning strikes without hardly a drop of rain falling at all. But again, dangerous situation continuing here, because we're not only worried about the developing tornado, but occasionally we get these really, really strong bursts of wind, straight line winds. A time ago, maybe about 10 minutes ago, the National Weather Service believed that there may have been an 80-mile-an-hour wind gust as this thing was moving through the Little Elm area here, associated with what we call the rear flank downdraft, the kind of the rear portion of the storm itself, where the air is descending, hits the ground, and then just like a water faucet in your sink, once it hits the ground, it sprays out radially, and that's when you can get those really strong straight line winds. But again, this is the part of the storm that we continue to focus in on here. It looks like it's just on the east side of the Dallas North Tollway here, likely just south of Highway 380. Down through the El Dorado and Main Street areas here. Let's put that rotation back up if we can, Dylan, just to try to capture where that is. And it's a little bit of a mess right now, but we believe that there it is here. It's somewhat disjointed here, but you can see a counterclockwise circulation. Dylan is circling it right there. This is the Dallas North Tollway running north and south, so it's in that vicinity for sure here. This is Highway 380 up to the north here, and we've got El Dorado and then Main Street. So it's in that vicinity right now that we're seeing the circulation itself, and it's almost moving due east. So if you would also, Dylan, kind of creep with time here, put this in a little bit of a lapse to show people which direction it's been moving. It flared up around the Oak Point area. There it is. And then it's continued to move through Little Elm into far northeastern Denton County. There's the Collin County line, and now it's crossed over the county line, and now it's very close to the Dallas North Tollway there. Again, we're looking at motion, green indicating motion towards the radar, red indicating motion away. So that's our counterclockwise rotation there, and you can see it as it was developing there. And now if we bring it to the current time, you can see that rotation has now moved into Collin County, very close to the Dallas North Tollway. And there you go. There's Dylan circling that. So we want you to be in your tornado-safe shelter, away from exterior walls or windows. Again, every home is laid out differently. Your safe space could be a closet. It could be a bathroom. A bathroom's obviously a good place to be. You've got plumbing in the walls there that serve as further reinforcement. It could be a pantry underneath the stairs. The idea is you want to put yourself centrally located on that lowest floor. Put as many walls between you and what could be blowing in the wind outside right now. And here's an example of that central hallway. And attached to that central hallway, we've got a closet here. That would be your best bet in this situation there. Let's get back to the radar. And Dylan, anything from the chat session? I'm going to go ahead and check the chat with our storm chasers to see if they've got anything new.
Yeah, and Dan, so at least some encouraging news in the past couple of minutes. They are planning on letting this tornado warning expire. So I also did notice there has been a downward trend in that lightning. So maybe some early signs that this storm is beginning to weaken a little bit. We certainly hope so, that considering how quickly it ramped up. So as of right now, they are going to let this expire at 10:20. So we'll see what happens here in the next few minutes. Maybe it cycles back up. Not a lot of competition for this storm to work with. It's all on its own. So
yeah, it's the only game in town right now.
Yeah, it's the only game in town. So hopefully, it weekends and things expire, but we'll have to watch closely in the next few minutes.
And while we're on the air and we have your attention, we do want to tell you that obviously we're going to continue to follow the progress of this storm here. This is good news in that the circulation is weakening a bit and that they are going to let this thing expire in about 10 minutes from now. But there is another threat of severe weather tomorrow. In fact, we're under either a level 2 or level 3 threat of severe weather here in North Texas. The level 3 is roughly from Dallas and Fort Worth on northward into Oklahoma here. And again, all severe weather hazards will be possible tomorrow with these storms. Strong winds and hail, obviously the two main concerns, but there will be the potential of tornadoes as well, as this is a very strong spring-like system that's going to be interacting with, once again, very warm, unstable air. The last few days here in North Texas, it has felt a lot more like Houston. We've had dew points in the 70s, and when you get that much moisture-rich air, that is a tremendous amount of fuel for these storms to tap into, and we've seen that. We've witnessed that now the last couple of days with up to baseball-sized hail, wind gusts over 70 miles an hour, and we do believe that today we had at least one tornado out towards the Gordon area. Do we have that photo? Maybe we should, let's hold off on that. Let's get back to the radar here. I just wanted to take a moment to tell you that tomorrow is another weather-aware day here in North Texas. Still have this tornado warning in effect for Collin County now. You've been taken, well, technically not out of it in terms of the polygon here, but what I can tell you is that the circulation now has moved out of Denton County. So if you live back in Lincoln Park and Little Elm, yes, technically you're still in that warning polygon, but you're on the safe side now of the storm to the rear of where the circulation continues. And it's moving parallel with Highway 380 here. It's not quite as impressive as it was when the tornado warning was first issued about 25 or 30 minutes ago on the east side of Denton. Still there, and obviously we're still going to watch it very, very closely, but this almost looks a little bit reminiscent of the storm that was down to our south that moved through Palo, Pinto County, and then as it moved eastward, it started to weaken. So this does appear to be a bit on the downward trend here in terms of strengthening, but obviously we don't want to write this thing off yet. It is still more than likely producing some strong winds, some hail, and the potential still of a tornado there. Dylan, anything new from the chat?
Yeah, so just to kind of continue with what you were saying, the Weather Service also agrees that the storm is weakening a bit. The circulation does not look as strong, and they will allow this tornado warning to expire, though it still is above severe limits, at least for the time being. So we'll just have to watch closely just in case it does cycle back up.
Yeah, it's continuing to head almost in a due easterly direction here. The hail appears to be also kind of on a downward trend. We're not quite seeing as many of those purple colors as we were maybe about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So the hail size is coming down. The storm itself, at least in terms of the signature here on radar, not quite as impressive as what it was before. Let's go ahead once again and we'll get out the velocity scope and peer inside there and see if we can still see that circulation. Boy, it is kind of a mess right now. And it certainly does not look as organized as it was before. So this is a sign that the circulation is weakening. There it was, crossing over the Denton-Collin County line. And boy, as it approached the tollway here, it started to fall apart. So we've got certainly a storm on the downward trend here a little bit. The rotation, in fact, here they've just issued a new warning here, and it's not a tornado warning anymore. It is a severe thunderstorm warning. So great news there. They're looking at the same thing we are, and the rotation kind of falling apart here just as quickly as it ramped up. And for that reason now that they have discontinued the tornado warning, and now it's a severe thunderstorm warning. Still includes all of Frisco and Prosper, just about up into Salina, and it includes all the McKinney area and down about as far south as Allen. Now the main threat is damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 60 miles an hour, and at least quarter-sized hail, although occasionally we could see the hail size go up past quarter size, maybe as big as ping pong balls. That's our hail core there right now. You can see it's just west of McKinney, kind of straddling Highway 380 there. And sometimes this tends to underplay it a little bit, but we're at least getting quarter to $half sized hail out of this storm itself. Torrential downpours and how many lightning? So let's go ahead and put the lightning back on, because sometimes too that can be a good indicator to us. Notice this thing is not producing nearly as much cloud to ground lightning as it was over the last hour or so. We were seeing upwards of 600 to 700 strikes every 10 minutes, and now it's down to just a little over 100. Still a lot of lightning out there, but not nearly as active as what it was the last hour or so. Still moving almost due east. Let's put that into motion, if you will, Dylan. Maybe just slightly north of east, paralleling the Highway 380 vicinity here, northern Collin County. You're just seeing rain up here in Anna and Weston, up towards Salina. It's as you get down here into these dark red colors here and the purples, that's where we're seeing the hail. That's the hail core with this storm itself. And then down to the southwest, that's where the circulation was. But good news, that circulation has weakened substantially enough that the National Weather Service went ahead and they canceled the tornado warning early. It was set to expire at 10:30. They've gone ahead and canceled that and replaced it with a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put it up too, Paige. Dan, we have some video in. So it looks like, where is this page you said? Flower Mound? Yeah, this is in Flower Mound. Yeah, so Dan, apparently some power lines are down and fire caused by these storms earlier. Yeah, it's still impressive video.
Yeah, I mean, this thing, Dylan, it was literally producing
lightning strike.
500, 600, 700 lightning strikes every 10 minutes. So we're talking about thousands of lightning strikes over the course of an hour or two. And obviously, here's a location where this power line took a direct hit. Power line hit the ground and caught on fire there, and we're really concerned too. We haven't heard any chatter yet, but anytime you see that many lightning strikes, it's easily possible to see structure fires as well, be it businesses or homes themselves, and that's one thing that we hope that has not happened.
Yeah.
We've got another piece of video to show you here. This was earlier, and this was the tornado developing in Santo. And look, we've got actually two circulations there. You could distinctly see that. This is the big supercell that produced the tornado out towards, well, we had one for sure around Gordon. And then that circulation dissipated, and we saw a new one develop. And you said this is Santo here?
Yes.
Santo. So Keisha Carlton sharing this video here, and it's hard to tell if she just caught the tail end of this, maybe just started rolling towards the tail end, but it looks like we had the kind of the tornado maybe roping out there. Notice it kind of lifting up into the actual wall cloud, the base of the cloud itself. But yeah, certainly evidence there that we had perhaps a second touchdown in Santo in Palo Pinto County. That storm, as it rolled east, it fortunately fell apart in Tarrant County. But this is what it also did. It produced up to baseball-sized hail. Rachel Colston sharing that with us. And there you see the wall cloud just above the tree line there. That's where we watch for the actual tornado formation itself. There's another shot of those huge hailstones. The one on the right there looks like it's at least as big as a tennis ball. The one on the left, that looks certainly more like a baseball there. But just keep in mind, if you have plans to travel westbound on Interstate 20, west of Weatherford, don't do it. There's all kind of damage heading out towards the Palo Pinto area. And that's the big tornado of the day that we know about. That's the one that hit around the Gordon area. Right around 8 o'clock, we believe, this evening is when we saw it on the radar at its strongest there. Josh Roach sharing that photo there of that tornado.
And Dan.
Yes.
And Dan, I don't mean to interrupt you, but they are about to issue another tornado warning. They believe that this is beginning to cycle back up again.
Okay, well, let's get back to radar here.
Yeah, and there's the warning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why we always tell you not to let your guard down completely. So, new tornado warning issued. Now, there it is. Boy, that's pretty clear now. There's our couplet. It is located just south of Highway 380 here. This appears to be it right here. And so this thing, again, it weakened enough that they canceled the tornado warning, and now, lo and behold, we've got a new circulation that has ramped back up again. Here's 75 to the east, so it's west of McKinney, and it is just south of Highway 380 now that we're seeing the circulation. So it's right around Virginia Parkway, and here's Highway 380. So from 380 down to the south to El Dorado, including Virginia Parkway, here's your danger zone here. This is West McKinney, also very highly populated area. Here's where the circulation has kind of ramped back up again. And so, and you can see it once again. Notice that little V notch here. in the storm. That corresponds very well with the actual circulation itself. We don't want to pinpoint it too much. We're definitely not good enough that we can tell you it's one street or another. Absolutely not. So literally anywhere from 380 south about 3 miles or so. This is the danger zone here with this storm. But actually, anywhere in this tornado warning polygon, we want you in your safe shelter here. So that's as far north as Bloomdale, through Buckner, McKinney, and even as far south as Fairview. Although Fairview, I'm not as concerned in your vicinity as I am up here in McKinney and West McKinney in the Buckner area. This is the area that has the highest potential with this developing tornado, and it's moving off to the east again. 1026 Bloomdale, 1029 McKinney, and 1040 Milligan. Lightning strikes here. Here's the hail core, so not really impressive hail, but certainly where you're seeing the reddest colors here, we're probably seeing up to quarter-sized hail, maybe a few $half, but it's this little V notch here you see, and the southwestern appendage. There's our red and green couplet there. Let's put this into motion over the last 15 or 20 minutes, Dylan.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now for you, Dan.
And we can show people how this thing, it ramps up, it ramps down. So these storms are cyclical, meaning they cycle back up and down. And right now, it's in the process of, once again, ramping up. And there's our circulation here. And it's getting very, very close to Highway 380 here. So they've also issued a new severe thunderstorm warning. So the yellow polygon is our severe thunderstorm warning. It extends bigger, farther to the north, up through Chambersville there. The tornado polygon is smaller. That's outlined in red. McKinney, West McKinney, eastward through Melissa, and as far south as Princeton and Fairview. You are all in this brand new tornado warning that was just issued here. Here's or Highway 380, excuse me. Here's 75 north-south. So it's going to be approaching that intersection, give or take an exit or two on either side there. That's where we think the highest potential is of a tornado to form here. It's right now west of 75. This is the area right here that we're watching very, very closely, getting close to the Collin County line and the Grayson County line to the north of there is where we're seeing the. In fact, expand that just for a bit there, if you would. Expand it out just a little bit.
Yeah, I gotcha. Here we go. And Dan, I just wanted to.
My bad. I didn't. It's actually Highway 380. I was just for a second misinterpreting that as a county line. It's not a county line. So we are fully in Collin County here. Yeah. Fully in Collin County. Okay.
Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to add into what you were saying. We have gotten a visual of a lowering and some moderate rotation just south of Virginia Parkway between Custer and Stonebridge in McKinney. And they're also saying that the possible tornado is located near Virginia Parkway and Stonebridge Drive in Frisco, McKinney. And they also are saying, yeah, I mean, we already know this, that the circulation is getting ready to move into McKinney right now.
Yeah, and you know, it's this again. It's this kind of this hook that you see here, the southwest appendage of this storm. We'll get the velocity scope out one more time because that's really the best way that we can illustrate where the dangerous part of this storm is right now. And here it is. It's this red-green couplet. You know, and every radar scan we get, one moment it looks more impressive, and so you never want to do any real short-term forecasting when you've got a potential developing tornado, because all it takes is maybe 1 or 2 minutes and you can have a tornado that literally touches down. That's how quickly things can ramp up. But it's literally right on Highway 380 here in Collin County, west of 75, that we are seeing the rotation itself. Now, we're not, keep in mind that the actual radar site is all the way down in far southern Tarrant County. So we're not able to show you rotation real close to the ground. The radar beam, as it gets farther and farther away, from Burleson. So we're 60 miles almost away from the actual radar site itself. So we're showing you rotation probably a couple thousand feet up above the ground. That's why it's critical for us to have storm spotters, trained spotters that are closer to the storm that can tell us what's actually going on at ground level. What we can tell you is that up around a couple thousand feet, we certainly have rotation once again that's ramping up in this storm that could lead to a developing tornado here. And that's why the new tornado warning was issued. So it not only includes Collin County here, or I should say, it not only includes the McKinney area, but it includes areas as far east as Melissa, Milligan, even as far south as Princeton and Lowry Crossing there as well. They've put all those communities in this tornado warning polygon. Tracking this thing off to the east, McKinney 1033, Melissa 1043, Anna 1048, Blue Ridge 1102 for the estimated arrival time of where the actual rotation is. Again, we know that you're getting rain right now in Melissa and a lot of cloud to ground lightning strikes, maybe even some small hail. We're not tracking that, and we know that's already arrived at your location. We're tracking right here. Where the actual rotation is, and we're extending that out at the speed of which it's moving right now. So again, this storm itself has, we don't think, caused a tornado yet. It certainly had some rotation. It's trying to develop a tornado, but we don't believe that we've had a confirmed one as it moved from Denton County into the Frisco area and now approaching McKinney here. The lightning certainly not as impressive as what it was earlier. So we still have a storm that's overall in a declining process, but still is capable at this hour of producing a tornado. And that's why that tornado warning is in effect. I'm going to still continue to check on our chat here, and I've got many of our chasers that are reporting information to me as well. Dylan, anything that you've got there?
Yeah, I've been checking our messages on Facebook just for any information. Numerous report, a lot of everybody's commenting about the lightning from earlier with this. But the most important thing, Dan, is I have not gotten any visual confirmation of a tornado with this at all over the past hour or so. A couple of reports of a wall cloud or a lowering maybe 10-15 minutes ago, but no visual confirmation of a tornado at this time.
Yeah, and you can see here with this lapse clearly that the amount of lightning that this thing was producing, that's on the decline. We know that it's not producing as much hail as it was before. These are all good signs here. These are signs that overall this storm is certainly in a weakening phase, although that said, it still does have rotation in it that could still develop a tornado, and that's why the tornado warning remains in effect. It's also why the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect as well. We still could get some high-end wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, certainly some quarter-sized hail. Still seeing cloud-to-ground lightning here. In some cases, these lightning strikes are occurring where there's not a drop of rain falling at all, and that's always a real dangerous situation here anytime someone wants to venture outside and check on what's going on. If you're hearing thunder at your location, certainly not safe to be inside. But the tornado warning continues for Bloomdale, Buckner, the McKinney areas, eastward through Melissa, and about as far east as the Princeton area here. Our circulation pretty ill-defined right now. It's really hard to pinpoint, but it appears to me that it's kind of straddling Highway 380 here, just on the northwest side of McKinney proper. If we can go in for an even closer look, we can put some roads on there or bring some roads into view, some street names there. There, of course, is 75. There's 380. Virginia Parkway should come into view here if we go in even a little bit closer. There's out to the west. We see Hardin County Road there, North Central Expressway. There's Virginia Parkway just down to the south right here, is moving or running east-west here in that tornado warning vicinity. Again, let's put the scope back up here. It's really, really hard Again, we're not able to show you low-level rotation. This is probably up a couple thousand feet because the radar site is down in Benbrook in southern Tarrant County. That's a mess right now. It's almost impossible for us to pinpoint exactly where the rotation is. So we'll leave this up. It's somewhere kind of just northwest of McKinney proper here that we think we still have that rotation evident. Definitely not as significant as when the warning was first issued about 10 minutes or so ago. Again, it was reissued. We had the tornado warning for Denton County into western Collin County, and then the National Weather Service let that expire, and then they reissued this when the rotation started to ramp back up again. But that's the situation. You know, sometimes, Dylan, it's easier. Go ahead and put the circulation into motion for, let's say, the last 20 minutes or so, and see if we can pinpoint a little bit better as that thing was ramping up and in which direction it went.
So I'm doing that now.
So let's go back in time. So we're at 10:34 here. If we go back maybe to like 10:20 or so.
You can see it go north.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it crossed north right there, just northwest of McKinney. There it is. A lot of times when you see a northward movement like this, that usually is when this thing gets cut off. That cold air is cutting off the actual circulation itself. So we hope that that's a good sign. And it looks like they just took it away.
Yeah, they expired the warning.
Exactly. It's exactly what we were thinking. It's as it moved north there, it's what we call occluded. So cool downflow air cut off the inflow to this storm. At that point in time, it effectively kills the actual circulation itself. So
good riddance.
At least for now, once again, we don't have a tornado threat with this storm. So we've got a severe thunderstorm warning that continues here for northern Collin County, including McKinney on up through Chambersville, Melissa, Anna on northeast towards the Blue Ridge area. Now the main threat is just strong gusty winds that could be up to 60 miles an hour. And the hail may be up to the size of quarters, but this storm is clearly in a weakening phase.
And I'll loop it down.
With time. As we loop this here, this does not look anything like it did an hour or so ago as it was moving through Denton County, when this thing was literally lighting up the entire night sky, moving out of Denton County into Collin County. It's really a shell of its former self here. So this is also really good news. This looks very similar to the southern supercell that moved from Palo, Pinto County into Parker County and then approached southern Tarrant County and fell apart. And so these are all really, really good signs here. The danger level, the threat level now with this storm has decreased substantially here, based on trends and what we're watching on the radar here. Again, we believe that circulation that prompted the National Weather Service to issue the tornado warning has completely fallen apart yet again. So it tried to rev back up to life for about 5 or 10 minutes. And fortunately, it looks to me like it was never able to produce a tornado.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
let's go. Yeah, I just wanted to go back to you, Dan, about tomorrow really quick, because while the severe threat is going down for the rest of tonight, tomorrow we once again have another threat. So if you wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, we do. We've got an enhanced risk for tomorrow. That's a level 3 here in orange. And the slight risk, so that's roughly from Dallas and Fort Worth northward, and then a slight risk down to our south. So we just want you to go to bed tonight knowing that there's another threat for tomorrow of severe weather. All hazards possible, damaging winds, large hail, and the potential of an isolated tornado or two. The orange is again a level 3. The slight in yellow is a level 2. And again, wake up tomorrow morning, make sure you tune into Good Day, watch Evan, get the very latest on the weather situation, but we want you to know tomorrow is going to be another day to stay highly weather aware. Threat level, again, is between a 2 and 3. It's a 3 from Dallas and Fort Worth northward. We expect right now the most active period to be from roughly mid-afternoon into mid-evening, although we could see a few storms prior to that. It's just that's when we expect it to be its most active. Wind, damaging wind, large hail, the two main threats, but can't rule out a couple of isolated tornadoes like we saw today. Make sure you're weather aware, have a way to get a warning no matter where you are, where you're going. And by all means, download the WAP, the weather app, so that you can stay tuned and stay alert with your phone at your side. And by all means, tune in here. We'll be on the air, not only on Fox 4, but likely even outside of our newscast. We'll be breaking in for updated information, and we'll be on Fox Local as well and social media. So there's going to be several channels that we'll be getting the word out to you. The green there, those are flash flood warnings. Just want to point that out, that are still in effect for Denton County and for much of Wise County. We've had close to 5 inches of rain fall in parts of these counties where you're seeing the orange colors there. And so there very well could be still flooding persisting at this hour. There's a 3.3 inch there. And I do believe we may be underestimating the rainfall in some cases here. And by the way, this rain fell in a very, very short period of time, about 60 to 90 minutes. And so that's why the flash flood warnings were issued. Good news here, this storm continues to fall apart as it's moving through northern Collin County. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, but boy, I'll tell you, Dylan, if these trends continue, we may even see that warning discontinued here.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the storm earlier when it went into its rapid weakening phase. And the Weather Service did mention earlier before they canceled the tornado warning that they were also going to, let the severe thunderstorm warning go a little bit longer, but let that expire as well. And it just looks like this thing's running out of gas for tonight, fortunately.
Yeah, it certainly is. In fact, do you have lightning strikes on there? Because yeah, you do.
There's just none left.
This thing is really, really falling apart. These are all really, really good signs, good trends. If this thing were to pulse back up, I'd be very, very surprised, to be honest with you. It is really diminishing as we speak here, minute by minute, radar scan by radar scan. I don't see any significant hail in it. The rotation signature is gone now. Just some lingering heavy rain here. Maybe some very, very small pea-sized or dime-sized hail, but if it's any bigger than that, I would be shocked. For all intents and purposes, this thing is continuing to die out here in northern Collin County. As we expand the view, let's give folks the big view. That's pretty much it. We do have some general rain off to our northeast. There is a severe thunderstorm way down to our southwest, but I don't think that that's going to pose any threat to us here in North Texas. The atmosphere here pretty worked over by that supercell earlier, and so I think that you're going to be able to go to bed here knowing that there's not going to be an overnight threat of severe weather. Tomorrow is a different situation. We go back to work on Monday, and we're going to be dealing with at least one more round of potentially severe thunderstorms. Level 3 threat here in orange, Dallas, Fort Worth north into Oklahoma. Level 2 threat there in yellow. All hazards possible, wind, hail, and the potential of some tornadoes. That's going to conclude our coverage now. My thanks to meteorologist Dylan Federico. We're going to get this back to regular programming, but remember, stay with us tomorrow all day for the very latest on the weather situation, and make sure you tune in a good day for a full update on what's in store for Monday. Have a good night.